You're all out of the luck. Funky disclosure. We will get our funky disclosure. Aliens or not, it's just funky disclosure. Tom DeLonge on the case. Funky disclosure. Blink-182 up into space. Funky disclosure. Louis Elizondo files. Funky disclosure. Pentagon dollar cash bribes. Funky disclosure. Clear on the grid CE5. Funky disclosure. Meditate to see that live. Funky disclosure. Logan's podcast hype. Funky disclosure. Talking celebrity hype. Funky disclosure. Celebrity grift in the know. Funky disclosure. Narrative you don't know. Funky disclosure. Alien numbers a box. Funky disclosure. Putting it all on block. Funky disclosure. Funky, yeah, funky. Fun games, funky. Funky disclosure.
Greetings and salutations, friends, and we are back once again to report on the slow, steady decline of former ancient alien star, David Wilcock, who has been slowly and steadily losing his audience and his mind for months now, especially after the spectacular the spectacular failure of all of his 2025 predictions. Remember, he predicted open extraterrestrial contact, mass arrests, and the first wave of ascension by May of 2025. Of course, he kept pushing them back as far as back as December, and none of it ever happened. And here we are in February of a new year, and still none of his predictions happened, and they never will. And I see Return of Echo is here saying, David was mentioned in the Epstein files. Yes, he was. But we want to be very, very clear. I just saw a journalist on Twitter commenting on the fact that many people can't tell the difference just because somebody's mentioned in the Epstein files doesn't mean that they're a child predator or that they went to the island and went to wild underage girl sex parties. Honestly, I think there is a very important distinction. And we also have to remember that these Epstein files, it's literally I think it's hundreds of thousands of pages of materials, emails, court documents, emails and correspondence between different law enforcement agencies and investigators and prosecutors. There's just the volume of material there is so huge. I could show you, so there is a great deal of clickbait merchant assholes who are like, Tom Hanks in the Epstein files. And then and by the way, I haven't investigated all these, so I don't know. But sometimes it's just somebody emailed Jeffrey Epstein and said something like, oh, Tom Hanks is doing an event tonight in New York City or something like that. That doesn't mean that the guy is guilty of child predation. I don't know. So in the case of David Wilcock, is he mentioned in the Epstein files? Yes, he is. And I have to say I got a huge chuckle out of this because David Wilcock once, of course, famously told everyone that I was a Satan-worshiping child predator. And he had no evidence whatsoever that I worship Satan or, do anything illegal or even immoral or unethical. But here we are, and this is where we find ourselves. He's in the Epstein files. I checked. I'm not in the Epstein files. I'm not even mentioned. But David Wilcock is mentioned, and we'll get into that. I'm going to show you the proof of that. But just to be clear, because I don't want to be accused of anything untoward, I'm not accusing David Wilcock of being a child predator, though I am entitled to my opinion that he looks like one, right? I'm allowed to say it. He looks like a predator. He looks like you know, I don't know. I learned a word when I was an Uber driver, driving a lot of college girls around, and one of them mentioned this word to me, which I've always thought was kind of funny. This girl that I was driving, and by the way, I think I picked her up multiple times. She was a funny girl. She said, "Oh, that dude looks rapey." That's apparently a word, and I'm sure YouTube doesn't like that word, but anyway, that's what I think of David Wilcock. He looks kind of like creepy and like a predator. I'm entitled to my opinion, and I think he looks like a creepy predator, right? I wouldn't let him near. Anyway, so I'm going to share my screen, and we will share with you David Wilcock's mention in the Epstein files, which I really, I thank everybody. I got 4 or 5 people sent me this PDF file. PDF file, isn't that funny? And I think people were overly excited to share with me that David Wilcock was in the actual Epstein files. But when we actually look at what's there, it's really nothing burger. So, let's not get things twisted. Just because somebody mentioned him there doesn't mean that he's guilty of anything, certainly. So, see, I could even be fair and journalistic and fair to somebody that called me a child predator with no evidence of that, right? So if you go to the main search site and you put in David Wilcock, you get this PDF file. Now, what is this? This is an email text communication between Gino Yu and Jeffrey Epstein, and it's concerning I like a organization that they're trying to, like a consciousness, community organization, and they're talking about spiritual development and you know stuff like that. And included in this thread is a message, because it was multiple people CC'd on this, including Deepak Chopra, and some other lesser known spiritual grifters. It looks like a bunch of spiritual grifters to me. But one of these spiritual grifters is Daniel Pinchbeck. And if you look him up, he's David Wilcock's competition. And he's written books on, shamanic journeys and a bunch of other nonsense, if you ask me. Now, I may be wrong and maybe unfairly, judging that person. But just looking at what his apparent work is, it's like, books on shamanism and stuff like that, which I find a little grifty. And here, this spiritual grifter, well, let's just say spiritual marketer. He markets spiritual books and things like that. He is complaining about the skeptics, and because they're kind of ruining his marketing efforts, I guess. He says, while skeptics are united by a simplistic concept, the various factions of the consciousness movement are often separated by their different ways of articulation and also different levels of intellectual sophistication. For instance, I find it difficult to get behind more speculative efforts that seem to lack scientific proof. I'd love to see what this guy's proof is, such as Emoto's water crystal work, or some of the ideas presented by films like What the Bleep. I have also found myself, and here's where David Wilcock is mentioned, I have also found myself at conferences with many people whose methodologies appall me, such as David Wilcock or Keisha Crowthers. Perhaps we should develop a set of simple principles that could be disseminated to the various thought leaders in the consciousness movement, which would make a firm distinction between the speculation or fanciful thought and propositions that are in alignment with scientific approach that maintains coherence with an expanded scientific worldview. So basically, this guy who markets books about shamans and shamanism is just throwing shade on dear David Wilcock. How dare he? How dare he? He said he's appalled by the methodologies of David Wilcock. So there it is, kind of a nothing burger story. Is David Wilcock mentioned in the Epstein files? Yes, but I think that it's like a nothing burger. Like there's some other spiritual guru marketeer is throwing shade, like. And by the way, in my experience, many or all of them do this. Like, oh yeah, that guy's. I can't tell you how many people have contacted me that say, oh yeah, David Wilcock's full of shit, and then they try to sell me their books or their bullshit, which is very, very similar in some senses. We want to take a moment to thank Charles McDonald, the MVP, yes, of gifting Truth Seekers memberships, because he just gifted not one, not two, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Truth Seekers memberships. Charles McDonald is one of the MVPs of gifting these memberships. And this, my friends, is why you got to smash that subscribe button right now. Because if you were a subscriber, you could have been eligible for a chance to win one of these free 5 Truth Seekers memberships. But if you're not a subscriber, you were not eligible. And I'm hopeful that more kind and generous folks like Charles McDonald will give some of these memberships for the rest of the during the rest of the broadcast, so you could win one. But smash that subscribe button right now so that you are eligible to win one. And we thank you, Charles McDonald, for your kindness, generosity, and support of the show. Charles McDonald's always making it rain up in here, and we're thankful for it. All right, and just so everybody is aware, now's a good time to remind you to a few things. Smash that subscribe button. Yeah, we've got an awful lot of viewers and an awful small number of likes on this video so far. So thank you. Christine Klimo is reminding everybody, all smash the like button. Also want to remind you that we're a viewer-supported show, and I read every single super chat, and I thank every single person that sends some support our way during the live broadcasts. We recognize and thank all of our supporters, so don't be shy. Hit that money button and send us some money, right? All right, friends. So I had something else here to share before we get into David Wilcock's latest snoozer of a video. And in advance, I just want to say I'm sorry. And I also want to apologize for my perhaps scratchy and gravelly voice. Somehow, I avoided all colds and flus and sicknesses, including stomach viruses. I don't know. My kids get all kinds of stuff, They're kids. They always got a sniffle or a flu or a temperature or ear infections, all kinds of stuff. Somehow I managed to avoid that all winter. And now we've only got, I really think, and by the way, forget that rat in Pennsylvania. I'm from Pennsylvania, but Punxsutawney Phil has predicted another 6 weeks of winter. But if you look at the Farmer's Almanac and the long-term weather reports and predictions, we've only got 2 more weeks. We've only got 2 more weeks. Then it's going to be 40, 45, 50. I think 2 more weeks and winter is over. But somehow I managed to get a cold or a flu thing. And I'm still not sure, but most of me is sure. You ever wake up with that scratchy throat and nasal drip and you go, oh shit, I've got a cold or something and it's starting. And I've got a sore throat right now. So I think I'm on the way to a cold flu. My wife just calls it man flu. Whatever it is, I'm going to make my wife miserable for the next week, right? All right, so I did have something to share because I think this is very important. But let me okay, we'll share that tab instead. This is what I want to share. So recently we reported that David Wilcock's shady aerospace company, which has been called an investment scam and a Ponzi scheme in court documents, by one of the creditors, an investor named Valentin Dmitriev, called their company an investment scam and a Ponzi scheme in court documents. And by the way, it appears that he's about to get a default judgment against the company. So David Wilcock and his company are now soliciting investors to invest. I think they're asking for $850,000. But only if you can only invest 200 or 1,000 or more. So they're not taking small investments. They want whales to give them $200,000 at a shot. And Mercurio posted this. This is a summary distribution of Stavati Aerospace outstanding debts provided. And I just want to say that to anybody, believe it or not, I do still have a few. There's a few retarded people that are in my DMs arguing with me that David Wilcock's going to produce hover cars and they've got big deals with China to make electric cars and they're going to get big contracts to produce the next generation, fighter for the United States government. The company is a scam and a sham. For 30 years now, they have produced nothing. But they've consistently kept taking money from the public, either in the form of investments or, as this document says, in the form of loans. And somehow, Stavati Aerospace, who for 30 years of business operation has never managed to generate a single product or service or provide any or generate any profits in their sector, which is aerospace, somehow they have racked up $3.3 million in debts. So, David Wilcock is on his live streams going, oh, yeah, big deals are coming in. Well, you need 3.3 million just to get to zero, David Wilcock. Like, why are you lying to people? Look at this. Description of debt. Loan, Valentino Dimitrov, $1 million. But actually, according to court documents, he's owed 1 million plus 5 back. I think he's owed $6 million because somehow David Wilcock's genius company told this man, and I'm paraphrasing from reading the court documents, so please don't sue me, David Wilcock. Apparently they told this guy, Valentino Dimitrov, if you give us $1 million, we'll give you back 5 million, which, that kind of sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? It's because it probably is. And then there's a loan from somebody named David Kim. He's owed $1.2 million. And I just want to know, who's dumb enough to invest or even loan this kind of a money situation, like $1.2 million, $1 million to a company that's been in business for 30 years and never produced a single product or service or even workable prototype that we could see. Phillips Light Law Firm, they owe a law firm $211,000. They owe a thermal and moisture protection company $46,000. Oh, I'm sorry, a demolition company $46,000. Thermal moisture protection company, they owe $63,000. A fire protection company, they owe over $100,000. Fire detection system, $60,000. Gas lines, plus boiler hookups, includes pumps, another $60,000. They owe a company called Mallenberg Betts. Looks like, is that Mallenberg Betts is owed $96,000. They owe an accounting firm. Looks like $219,000. And I'm sorry, I'm a little visually impaired, so it's hard to match this up. And then a bunch of other people that were stupid enough to loan this company money. They owe one of those persons $30,000, another one $30,000, another one $10,000, another one $8,000, another one $4,000, another one $25,000, another one $60,000, $20,000, $21,000. Freedom Philharmonic. They owe Philharmonic. What is that? Is that they owe a orchestra? 53,000? I don't know. And then they've got Discover Card, they owe 3,600. Capital One, they owe 3,400. BOA MasterCard, they owe $59, I guess. And another BOA MasterCard, they owe $14,000, bringing the grand total right here, friends. They owe $3,310,062. And I'm here to tell you, David Wilcock, where's your name on that list? Don't they owe you money? Haven't you invested millions of dollars by your own public statements and the public statements of Christopher Beskar? You've invested, I've heard both of you say various things, either over $1 million or 1.5 million. You're not even on the balance sheet. Does that mean they never plan to pay you back the money that you put in there? Just interesting to me, right? Yes, Muhlenberg Betts is a local HVAC contractor. So it's good. They're using investors' money so that they can be very comfortable and air conditioned in their empty hangar that doesn't make any airplanes, products, or services, right? Um, David Wilcock, biggest fan, says, I believe David will turn this around with the power of positive thinking and harmonic eating. Yes, that's how you do it. That is how you do it. So, listen, I'm just here to report on the truth. And the truth is, David Wilcock, you live in a delusional fairy tale world where you're still telling your dumb as rocks followers that you're going to make millions of dollars with this company that's millions of dollars in debt and has no products, no services, nothing to offer the public to generate any revenue. But even if they did, let's say tomorrow, let's say they started selling drones tomorrow, as an example. You know, even commercial drones that are $5,000, $10,000 a piece. How many drones do you have to sell to pay back 3.3 million in debt? You're going to have an awfully big hit of a product there, David Wilcock. So the odds are way against David Wilcock's shady, crappy aerospace company. They're never, this is just my opinion, owning a business myself. I'm a business person, right? I've owned several businesses in my lifetime. I've never had a balance sheet that fucking bad. Holy, 3.3 million in the hole, right? And yet every week, David Wilcock is still talking about big deals coming into Stevati Aerospace and how we're gonna get. Remember, for a while he was saying that somebody was going to invest $1 billion. Who's going to invest any money in a company that's $3.3 million in debt, being sued by creditors, being sued by investors? It won't be long before all these people that gave them these loans, apparently a bunch of people loaned them $30,000. I don't think it's going to be long until they're in court wanting their money back, right? Yeah, it's just, Arlene says, Stevati reminds me of Ilan Omar's winery. Yeah, maybe he just forgot. Yeah, maybe they just forgot to pay them. Well, they're getting sent to court over a lot of this stuff, right? Yeah, have you got superpowers yet, David? David Wilcock's biggest fan. I'm sure that's somebody being sarcastic. So $3.3 million in debt. Wake up, David Wilcock. That company is a scam and a sham, in my opinion. And I'm allowed to say that. By the way, David Wilcock has previously threatened to sue me because he says me saying that company is a scam is torturous interference into his business. I don't think so. I think it's me expressing my opinion as a person that has owned several businesses that a company with this kind of track record, 30 years, no profit, 30 years, no products or service they could show us, nothing but shell games and an empty airplane hangar in Niagara, New York. And a company that's $3.3 million in debt, I don't see them as anything other than, I don't see them any other than a sham company, like an investment scam, just as what was described in court documents recently. A previous investor said this company is an investment scam and a Ponzi scheme. And then geniuses that they are essentially admit it to being a Ponzi scheme by saying, we're waiting on new investor money. And we're going to take the new investor money and pay off the old investors. That's the textbook definition of a Ponzi scheme, which they admitted. You can't make this shit up. So, David Wilcock, stop with the fantasy of Stevati Aerospace. It's been about 5 years since you promised everybody that this company would have a working hover car prototype within a year. And you haven't produced shit. This, they can't show you even like a little tiny part that they produced for the aerospace industry. Like, listen, if they were manufacturing and producing, let's say, propellers for drones or propellers for small engine aircraft, and they had a little bit of profit coming in from that, I could forgive them for 30 years of failure. At least they have something that they're selling that's profitable. They've got nothing. David Wilcock, you got scammed, bro. You're never going to see a dime of your money. And a lot of people have said, and I think I may agree with them, David Wilcock gave this company all of his money so that he could brag that he's the director of advanced technology for an aerospace company. It's really kind of ridiculous. And here we go. Steve is felting this bum, says Ag6248. Well, thank you for that. Kindness, generosity, and support. Let's go. Let's get some super chats here and hit a goal for once. Thank you, Ag6248.
Raise the cash, raise the cash, raise the cash.
All right. We're all caught up on those for once. So we will get into the video, I suppose. And David Wilcock's now talking about the gravity of love. Okay. And let me put my fair use banner up. This is a transformative work. This is an educational video. We're educating the public, and we're going to be critiquing the video from this new age scammer, David Wilcock. And this is covered under fair use and is allowable by law. Oftentimes, many of these people file false copyright claims and things against me. They don't like me using their own videos to make fun of them. But welcome to America, right? And let me turn down the volume here before I forget. What a startling, incredible content intro David Wilcock has. A PowerPoint slide that looks like it's from 1992. And remember, I keep saying this every week. Again, the same thumbnail. He just changes the text. He is so low effort. Like, come on, dude. It would take you 10 minutes to make a new thumbnail. Nope, I don't have 10 minutes. I don't have 10 minutes to invest in my show. I'm just going to take the same thumbnail I've been using for weeks and months, and I'll just change the text. And he doesn't even change the text on the left side, just the text on the right side, right? He just retitles it, which takes about 4 seconds. So he's put an entirety of 4 seconds into his video's thumbnail this week. David Wilcock is the laziest grifting slob I've ever covered in my life. Riveting content.
All right, check it out. I got a haircut, you guys. I actually chopped the mop. Once in my life, David Wilcock live here on YouTube. If you get premium, you don't have to watch any ads. And
yeah, he has to tell everybody, go get premium so you don't have to watch any ads, because he's got his ads turned up to every 2 minutes. Not right now. But sometime, go watch one of the videos on his channel. The ads are redonkulous, but he's constantly just get YouTube Premium, and then you don't have to watch the ads.
We are live with you today. This is a very exciting time. Lots of things going up and down in the world, lots of chaos, but also with chaos comes opportunity.
Oh, it's an opportunity. Great.
Hope you're having a great day. I know that I am. I'm having a great time to be here today. Jacob Schurz, our first donor, he says, all is one. Thank you, David. Much love.
Oh, he's having a great time today. This is better than the last couple of weeks where he said specifically that he doesn't want to do a show and he doesn't want to be there. Either that or he's faking it better this week, right? As his whole grift and scam is coming. He's going to be homeless. He's going to be homeless soon. We could show you the math. There's no way David Wilcock is going to be able to pay bills on that multi-million-dollar house if things keep going the way they've been going. He's underwater.
Thank you guys for being here today. Things are looking really good. We've got a lot of things to talk about, man.
Oh, look at that, too. He not only got a haircut, but he got his eyebrows waxed. You can check the video before this one and this video. Do a close-up of his eyebrows. Oh, but you know what? I won't fault him for that. My wife likes me to do that because she says if I don't, it starts looking too bushy like Eddie Munster. So that's my one Metro thing. Occasionally I do that when she, sometimes I'm going for a haircut. She says, get those eyebrows waxed too. That's why he's touching his eyebrows, I guess. I don't know.
Looking at these biophotonic experiments that we've been studying.
This is fake pseudoscience by a fake Russian scientist, biophotonic experiments. This is the shit that he constantly repeats. Like you could just shoot a laser. You can just shoot a laser at a frog egg and it turns into a salamander. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Lots of good
That's
stuff
fake science
happening with those things. How do you guys like the hair? Deborah Oulette says you chopped them up. It looks good.
Yeah.
Daddy
Nobody said how good his hair looks yet. So he's got to fish for people to tell him how good his hair looks. And we've commented on this before. Half his show now is him just reading compliments from the old bags that watch this clown still, right? I bet you there's not one woman under 50 in his audience. I bet you.
Having fun with the Angry Daddy meme. That's right. It's my birthday on the full moon, says Ross Feinstein. He's one of our loyal moderators anyway.
Oh, that's the guy who came over here. Ross Feinstein came over here and argued with me. Congratulations, you moron. You're working for a scammer for free, helping him scam people. Ross Feinstein is retarded. I just want to put that on the record. That's my personal belief, and I'm entitled to it.
Yes. Thank you guys for being here. And today we are going to be talking about the gravity of love. This was a very interesting discussion that I had when we were talking about photons, and I realized ultimately that gravity is also going to be, in the law of one system that we study, a photonic effect. That the effect of gravity, the pull of gravity.
He's using spray on hair to hide the bald spot. Oh,
there is a photonic effect to this, and that this is the interesting relationship between levitation.
And by the way, we'll check in with the
loving you
kick
are
chat.
being. In short,
We'll see if
we're
there's
gonna
any
make this,
support over there. The super chatters are
make this very
slacking so
interesting
far.
Comparison that you can have all these interesting things go down for you when you study the Bhagavad Gita, you study the Bible, you study all these different texts, and you find out that these master teachers have had
No
stunning
money, no
abilities,
honey on Kick so far.
and they are nonetheless always focusing on
Yes,
loving,
he's in a good mood.
being
The plow guy
positive.
visited him.
And
Yeah.
so this is our future. We are ascending. We are going through a transformation that's very exciting. John Carter, thank you.
This is we are ascending. But you said ascension was coming by May of 2025. Now we're ascending? What happened to May?
For the donation. That's that right there. And then Jean Novacek, she says, can't moderate today. Day 3 of face down position after eye surgery to repair macular hole. Your hair looks great. Well, she's not face down enough not to watch me. So I guess the screen's on the floor or something.
Yeah, a girl who just had eye surgery is fucking blind. A blind girl is telling David Wilcock how great his hair looks. Nice.
You donate $50. Thank you very much. I appreciate all that. Space Monkey Mafia says, it's been a while for me seeing you, David, but I'm glad I got here today. I love your work. Good buddy. Your hair looks great, says Angela Arshog. All right. So I know some of you guys don't like a bunch of comment interaction. Others do. We're not going to go a whole lot into that, but as you guys donate, I definitely want to acknowledge that. Stephanie Simonson, hello from Reese and Scout. We are so excited to see you today.
Oh, good for you.
Thank you guys very much. It's awesome.
I will say this.
So yeah, what is this whole idea of?
I didn't even know she still had my phone number, but out of nowhere, one alien scammer texted me while I was in the hospital, and that was Anjali. And she told me she was praying for me and all that kind of spiritual stuff that you would expect from, somebody like her. But at least, I guess she's human.
The sacred geometry, we've talked about that a bunch. We've talked about the photon. We've talked about, we're going to do that again to set up the philosophical discussion, the amplituhedron, this idea that the whole universe of space and time.
The Facebook pinging reminded me of something.
A single tiny geometric object, which eventually fractalizes into a great central sun. So there's one star in the middle of the universe that we're all butting off of. That's one of the things we're going to talk about.
There's not one star in the middle of the universe. That's factually incorrect. There's many stars in the middle of the universe. He has no knowledge of actual astronomy or astrophysics knowledge. He's just repeating grifter spiritual talking points.
Talk about today. Beverly Adams says, I will be in and out today. I have things to attend. Love you all. Thank you for the donation. Little Tiny Joe just donated $50 and says, hi, David. Love and peace to you. Thank you as ever. All you need is love. Everybody now. All right. So, yeah, it's a good time to be alive. It's a good time to be here with you guys. I'm very excited. Wow. RW Phoenix comes in with the rockin' $333 donation right off the rip. As always, David, thank you for all you do. Your hair looks great. May peace, love, and light.
Listen to this.
Namaste.
If you want David Wilcock to read your message, just say your hair looks great. Maybe some people who like to troll him should start writing like, your hair looks great. Stavati's a scam. See if we can get him to read it. That's how you do it, right? That's how winning is done. And Return of Echo is here with one for the goal. Yes. Return of Echo is a YouTube channel member and big supporter. Throwing one in for the goal says David said he's coming out with a new product for sale soon. Do you think it will be cucumber related? No, I think he's going to sell meditation courses or some other nonsense, right? And man, I don't understand why people. I'm going to go on a rant in a minute. 1 second here. Oh, no, that didn't do it. Oh, I know what to do. How about I just turn my phone off for the length of the broadcast? Oh, that's not working either. One moment, friends.
It looks like you're still stuck on your lock screen.
Looks like I'm still stuck. Yeah, you think?
We can try
Thank you for your help, AI nonsense.
Or bypass the freeze.
Oh,
One,
gosh.
force a restart.
Oh,
The
my
digital
gosh.
Hi, I'm
Oh, gosh. I got stuck in Gemini. Please, God, help me. All right, whatever. Thank you, Return of Echo, for your kindness, generosity, and support. It is much, much appreciated.
Raise the cash.
And as far as thank you, Return of Echo, I really appreciate it. And we've got Anime Chris with one for the goal as well. Thank you for that. Anime Chris coming up with a brilliant plan. Anime Chris says if he really wants to make the money to save his mansion, he should try to get a Rogaine sponsorship. With that bald head, he would be a shoo-in. This is a good idea. I would fully support either that or like Hair Club for Men, right? He could just do a Hair Club for Men commercial at the beginning of a show, like pull it off and show everybody his bald as shit head and then put the rug back on. Say, Hair Club for Men, it worked for me, right? Anime Chris.
Raise the cash.
Thank you, Anime Chris, who's a longtime show supporter and channel member. Always throwing a couple bucks in our hat. Thank you, Anime Chris. And we've got FPU Soft with one for the goal. Pointing out a fact there. Yeah. FPU Soft says, didn't L&L Research tell David to stop talking about the law of one? Well, I was able to get somebody from L&L Research to confirm for me that David Wilcock and Corey Good have no right, legally or otherwise, to make money talking about or selling their material. And by the way, if you're really interested in the law of one, if you contact them and tell them that you're broke, you just pay shipping and they send you the materials for free. So you don't have to take a $333 course, FPU Soft, to learn about the law of one from these jokers. You could get it from the actual legal source for free. But thank you for your kindness.
Raise the cash.
All right, I'm going to try to. I was about to go on a rant, but I won't. I will just say this: I am going to have to stop having a Facebook account because of this show. And whether people realize it or not, I sleep at night sometimes. And so lately, when people do stupid things like, oh, Steve's live, let me message him on Facebook so I can hear his phone pinging while I'm watching the show. Please don't do that. And number two, please don't Facebook call me at 3:00 in the morning. To me, that's just kind of rude. And this has been increasingly happening more and more. And it's not just one person, it's many different people that do it. And sometimes people also just decide, I'm going to send Steve Cambian 85 messages through Messenger at night. And I have my Messenger on. I use it to communicate with my wife and friends in my real life and family. I'm going to have to stop because I have a hard enough time getting to sleep. And last night I finally got to sleep somewhere around 2:30 probably. And I was in a deep, restful sleep. And at 3:00 in the morning, a couple of people, 3 and 3:30 in the morning, a couple of people decided to Facebook call me. I can't have that at 3:00 in the morning. I also have kids. You wake up the whole house. My phone's set to loud. I have alarms on it and stuff like that. Spooky says it was not me. No, it wasn't Spooky. Spooky knows but I've had that conversation with Spooky. Like, look at the time before you message me, because sometimes Spooky's exuberance for a story will send me links or something, but not at 3 o'clock in the morning, right? Yeah. Yeah, Garaji says meth be like that sometimes, and SEF Network says drunkies and nutters. Well, regardless of the reason, I'm just going to say this: please don't message me past 11 p.m. I may be sleeping, right? And conversely, please don't message me before 11 a.m. And don't certainly, I don't know, like maybe it's just me. But my friends and I who use Messenger, we kind of have this, I guess it's an unwritten rule. Like, I don't just Facebook call a friend. I message them first, like, hey, can you talk for a minute on a voice call? And if they say yes, then I call them. But I don't just go calling people on Facebook, right? Yeah, it's Wilcock, right? So if the situation with that does not improve, I will no longer be on Facebook as Stephen Cambion. I'll just start a account just to communicate with my real life friends and family if I have to.
Hey, all right. Well, that's great. We really appreciate your help. I certainly am very
and
appreciative
Eastern time. Yeah.
when anybody steps up like that. We are going to be having a product coming up, so
here's the product announcement, but he doesn't give any details.
Help me out even more. We're going to be doing a paid product coming up pretty soon, and I hope that you'll really enjoy it. We're going to be announcing it hopefully in the next couple of weeks or so as we get all the logistics worked out, but that is something that I'm now.
I told you, I predicted he was going to have a new big $333 scam soon. He needs to step up the scamming. He can't just scam on YouTube for YouTube dollars. He needs to step up the scamming and get a bunch of these retards giving him $333 for nothing, as he has done countless times in the past, right? David Wilcock's biggest fan is here with one for the goal. Oh, no. David Wilcock's biggest fan with one for the goal says, Carla and Jim did not appreciate my great master David. He is a legend in his own mind. I totally agree with you, David Wilcock's biggest fan. Yeah, he's a legend in his own mind for sure.
Raise the cash, raise the cash, raise the cash.
All right. Thank you, David Wilcock's biggest fan. I don't know why you're here giving me money, but we'll take it. But you should do what David Wilcock's fans do and give me $333 super chat. Is it Wilcock's chocolate covered cucumbers? It could be, right? It could be. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, just for anybody that's a show host or downloads YouTube videos, 4K video downloader stopped working again today. And apparently it's not going to work unless I upgrade to Windows 11, which I refuse to do. So we're going to have to find alternative means to download videos for our commentary.
Now actually making a stronger step towards amplituhedron. That's right.
Yes, so he's given no details. Does anybody, let's all guess, put them in all capital letters. What is David Wilcock's new $333 scam going to be? Is he going to sell chocolate-covered cucumbers? Is he going to sell a yoni cleansing kit that doesn't even include the cucumbers, just a video from his wife?
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, later in the show, I'm going to show you Beth Wilcock, Seraphim Beth, whatever her name is now. She keeps changing her fucking name. She was Beth Wilcock. Then she changed her name to Beth Seraphim. But then she realized that her scams weren't working as well without the Wilcock name detached, I think. So she changed her name again to Beth Seraphim Wilcock. In any case, his ex-wife posted her 990 forms, and she collected $250,000 for her charity. What does her charity do? I don't know. I don't think anybody knows what her charity does, but they sure pay her a lot of money, right? And she's another one who claims that she works 40 hours a week. Did you know that? David Wilcock claims he works 40 hours a week for his charity. Great.
So there's a lot of good things going on in the world.
Did you imagine David Wilcock spending 40 hours a week, like making sandwiches for homeless people or something, right?
Good things going on for me too. And I am excited to bring you this show today about the gravity of love.
Oh, I love that FPU soft. I still have a Windows 98 computer for the sole purpose of fan too. Look
we
it
have
up.
different master teachers who have levitated and
SB16
shown us something incredible that they can do with their own
That's old panties.
spiritual gifts and abilities.
Maybe he's going to sell
So
Beth's old
this is not
panties.
to be
That's a good
laughed at.
guess.
This is actually a very interesting
He's going
discussion.
to sell more
about
BS. Well, that's
what
a
is this
given.
levitation capability that these ancient masters developed, and how do we get there? So the gravity of love, yeah, that's our topic for today. Very, very exciting.
A made-up fake.
And again, I want to
shit,
thank you
yeah.
for being here with me today. I am so grateful for all of you.
He uses these slides every week. This is the love bombing. Give me money. I'm so grateful for you guys. Give me more money. I'm broke as shit. I'm broke.
And you guys really are the reason why I'm here. If I didn't have an audience showing up, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. In other words, he would only do that. He's only doing this for the money. I'll translate for you.
All right. The moderators are on it quickly.
Oh, and he's getting trolled in his live chat. And by the way, do you know there's one word you're not allowed to say as of last week? Somebody might have tipped off David Wilcock that he's in the Epstein files, because if you say Epstein in his live chat, they instantly ban you now. I think there may have been somebody in his live chat telling everybody that Wilcock is in the Epstein files, which really he should just address, because it's a nothing burger. He should just say, yeah, I'm mentioned in the Epstein files, but there's no evidence or proof that I went to the island or banged any children or anything, underage girls or anything. And by the way, I don't think David Wilcock, he wouldn't bang underage girls. Underage boys, I don't know, but definitely not underage girls.
So we got 1169 viewers right now. That's great. That's for 5 minutes before, as soon as we start. That's awesome. Many streamers never even get that many ever.
No, Mac is BSD, so not Linux.
Your hair looks great. Yep, we're trying to do the best we can with the hairstyle.
Yeah, he almost said we're trying to do the best we can with the little bit of hair I have left.
He's still a little bit short still, but there's no sun right now, so I can't really get too blonde, because you need to have sun on your head, and of course the sunlight is not going to be on my hair very much at all in this type of weather. So it's brown, but that's okay.
He will sell anything but his eternal.
I'm happy with it. I think it looks reasonably clean. I always leave it a little while. I don't want to try to blow dry it all out for you guys, but yeah,
they're all Unix offshoots or copies, of course. Yeah.
Can't hear you. Somebody says they can't hear me, but everybody else can.
Somebody's doing the "you're muted" thing in his live chat. Like I said, you should do. Anime Chris has been a member for 5 months. Thank you for that. So it's not even the lowest form of life in the universe, as mentioned in those files, can stand David Wilcock. I know. The other grifters are talking about what a grifter he is, Anime Chris. But thank you for being a member for 5 months.
Raise the cash, raise the cash, raise the cash.
All right. See that? If you remember long enough, you get a free super chat.
Yeah, please don't use keywords. Amber, I don't know we do not use the E word. We're going to talk about what happened this past week just a little bit.
That's Amber Geddon. Shout out to Amber Geddon. Amber Geddon's in his live chat going, "You're in the Epstein files, bitch!" And he's like, don't say Epstein in the live chat. You're not allowed to say Epstein. And he says he's going to talk about it, but I doubt that he does.
But we are definitely not going to be using keywords, so please don't write those things in the comments section, because believe me, it knows what you're saying. So
he's really proud of what little hair he has left.
So just be careful about that, please. Trigger words, that's right. Please, everyone, hit the like button for
Amber Geddon said the E word. Yes,
hit that button.
I don't know where she is tonight.
Absolutely.
But shout out to Amber Geddon. Yeah,
so
get
what's
him,
the
Amber
topic
Geddon.
here? What are we really going to dive into? What's the juice? What's the sizzle in the steak? The sizzle in the steak is this idea. First,
yeah,
of all,
we showed it at the beginning of the
gravity?
broadcast. Why fools?
And so we're going to get into that. The idea that gravity is actually
call them the Einstein
not
files.
what we think. It's very different. Oh, here's one of my favorites, Roger Zubarik. Looking forward to you today. Was out of my loop for the last 2 weeks due to work shift changes.
That's just the
Thank you
YouTube
for being
viewers.
Here, Roger.
So
we love you, buddy.
hit the like button. It really does help.
Right. So yes, I am very excited about the idea of
I'm not in the files.
And
I checked.
reframing what we thought we knew about it, because the whole definition of gravity, I think, needs to be revamped. And now that we're getting disclosure coming out of the mainstream media, even, we've got very stunning new revelations coming out about what is gravity, at least in terms of can gravity be
We've got disclosure coming out of the mainstream media. I must have missed it. There's no disclosure coming out of the mainstream media. You're a moron, David Wilcock.
controlled? And so now we've had official acknowledgement that gravity, anti-gravity is real, that there are craft out there demonstrating these capabilities, and that is frankly quite stunning. I will be back to your comments.
Oh, there's several
Keep
UFO
writing them.
grifters in there. Avi
I just
Loeb,
want to dive around a little
guy
bit.
from
show you the
Jake
cameras.
Barber's Skywatcher
I am so
organization,
grateful
and
for you
more.
guys. I really am. And I want to do the best job that I can to keep you inspired and positive,
All right.
because we really
And
need
stay
it right now.
inspired
This-
and positive.
The information
Thank you,
that came
Mr.
to light on
Wilcock.
Friday for many people is going to be interpreted as very upsetting.
Beth is in
You've
Bali
encountered
doing crystal
this
hippie
information
stuff.
before, and it's not
Nice.
necessarily something new, but nonetheless, you're still going to have, and I get that, a very difficult time as you learn new things and as new stuff comes up. It's just very
Yes,
challenging.
Deepak
So
Chopra is in
I
there. We
want to hold a
highlighted
positive
that at the
space
beginning
and
of the
get beyond
show.
that negativity. Roger Zabarik says, "I love you back." All right, buddy. Hoorah! Thank you, Roger. Thank you. For being
Draco's
here
paid
today.
top dollar to turn Wilcock into a
We
banana
love
sandwich.
you too, buddy.
That's true.
So that's great.
Stay
Don't
positive
talk
in
about the
bankruptcy,
things that prove
bitch.
everything we've been telling you for the last 25 years. Well, no, I mean, it is something where right now at this point in time, I think it's better for me to.
That's funny, Sam Corbin, probably.
We're not gonna. We'll get into that in a minute. But in the meantime, so we've got. Yeah, see, even certain things are being held for review. That's because, you say the word that starts with A, the name. That's another thing. So just be really careful, everybody. And, yep, so.
Yes, please save
we
my
have to be
mansion with
careful.
your
We have to be
donations.
careful because you guys got to remember this.
Got to
is a
save my $2
family-friendly
million
show.
mansion.
And so we're only going to talk about family-friendly topics. And so please honor that. And that includes key names.
Oh, let me go check on
We've
that.
just now
I'll go
figured
check
out
on that.
includes the name that starts with A. All right, fair enough. Good to know. We're learning as we go. Steven says, times, not the same, times like now. we
Yeah, not me.
feel prayer
Yeah.
within our body like a quick recovery from anxiety that would last a week. Yes, I totally agree.
All right. Wow,
Bradley
look at
Winner
that.
just
We've
donated
actually got some
$22.
kick
He's one of
support
our
tonight.
Really loyal.
The kick brokies must have all got their checks. No, thank you all. I do really appreciate the kick support. For those unaware, if you're a streamer, kick is an excellent way. Even if you just get an extra paycheck every month, it's just a supplemental extra income. So we've got some kick support for once. We're going to share it on the screen, right? Let me find it here. Okay, so we've got Censored Crab just did a full send, 100 kicks. Thank you for that. And then I think he did it twice, so we'll give him a double shout out. Censored Crabs. And Censored Crab gifted 1 sub to Cram. So thank you, Censored Crab, who is now the MVP of kick support. And we thank you, Censored Crab, for your kindness, your generosity, and your support of the show. Much, much appreciated. Let's get some more kick subs tonight, friends.
Raise the cash, raise the cash, raise the cash.
All right. Do I have to make slides telling everybody that I love and appreciate the money?
Fans here. Hello.
I'll
family.
do it.
David,
I'll
love
make
your
some
show. Looking
slides
forward to
thanking
hearing
you
your
guys.
take on global affairs and your guidance on staying positive. That's always what we do. That's always how we start. And Ross Feinstein just donated. This is Ross's wife, Jill. She donated $50. We are so happy, she says, to be able to celebrate Ross's birthday today with our Wilcock Sunday family. What a perfect topic to kick it off with. Thanks for spreading the love. Well, we really appreciate you, Ross and Jill. Thank you for being here. Thank you for doing such an amazing job with our moderation tasks.
Yeah, thank you for doing the echo chamber for me, so nobody's allowed to ask critical questions because I'm a pussy. Thank you, moderators, for helping me continue to be a pussy.
So dramatically that I really encourage you not to focus on the negative. It's easy to do that. It's easy to get drawn in.
Yeah, well, when you're David Wilcock, you're broke as shit. Your wife left you. You've got no money. It's winter. You can't go nowhere, right? Your house is infested with mice. Oh, yeah. Well, just ignore all that. Focus on the positive.
Negativity itself can be like a gravity well. That's one of the quotes on gravity and the law of one that I found when I was looking for quotes this week.
Yes, we're going to need
So
a bowel
please,
movement
please
update with slides.
do your best to
Yes.
stay positive. I want to do the best job I can to help you stay there because, again, we are all learning and growing together.
Did he do the
We're all
weather
going
report
through
yet?
this
Not
as
yet.
a unit. Mass consciousness effects are happening to us in real time. And so we're all having these things.
Yep, it doesn't matter if
hinge
the
upon our
questions are
consciousness.
legitimate. They
It's
will
been
put you in a
very, very
timeout.
intense.
He lives in an echo
And I'm
chamber.
glad that you guys can
His mods
know,
will
find
harm
out
the
what's
channel in
going
the long
on
run. Yeah, they're
from
cutting
me.
down on engagement.
Get a cosmic update because, again, the law of one, which
Let's
is
talk about
spiritual
that for a
tech-
minute. If somebody comes into my live chat and we hide everything they say, they're not going to keep chatting here. They're going to go somewhere else where their opinions can be heard at least and read and recognized by the rest of the live chat. So in the long term, his echo chamber strategy, which is totally designed so he doesn't have to answer any critical questions or answer for his thievery from his fans and his scams that he runs on his fans and his audience, in the long term, it's going to be detrimental. Because if somebody goes and comments, for example, on my YouTube, one of my YouTube videos, and I don't like the comment and it's nasty towards me or whatever, so I just delete it, they're not going to comment anymore. And whether you realize it or not, all engagement is good. Even if somebody comes in my live chat and tells me I'm a cocksucker, I leave it. I don't care. In fact, there's always somebody in the comments arguing with me. You know, like somebody's arguing with me saying that lie detector tests are bullshit. Well, I've owned one for like, I don't know, something like a year and a half now. And from my experience with it, I think it's a good investigative tool. Sorry if you disagree with me, but I'm going to leave that comment. People are entitled to their opinion. We have a free speech zone here. They just delete any comments that are critical or disagree with him. They delete everything except your hair looks nice, David. So all of those people that keep getting banned and deleted, their comments deleted, timed out, muted from the channel, so their comments and their questions in the live chat are all hidden, they're going to realize, like, I'm just not welcome here. I'm not going to give this guy any engagement. His channel is already dying. And he is continually muting people, hiding people, banning people from the channel. So that engagement could help his videos. Commenters don't have to agree, just be civil. Yeah, that's my general, somebody's called me a liar today because they said I said things I didn't say, or that I say I'm an expert in everything. No, I disagree with that. And then sometimes the comments are misinformed. Like somebody said, oh, you claim you have all this puppet experience, but you never proved it. Wait a minute. What did you say? They said you claim that you have all this experience with puppets, and that's why you were able to debunk that alien interview as being a puppet. But you've never proven that you are good at puppets. Well, I guess you didn't see the Internet Insanity Circus show, because I think I used 25 puppet scenes in that show in 4 episodes. So eat a dick, right? Usually the comments that are nasty towards me are misinformed or ignorant. They just don't know, which is fine. I don't mind when somebody's misinformed,
that I have studied.
But I do mind when people make up things. Like people say that I said things that I never said all the time. Remember that Bob Lazar guy? You said you loved Bob Lazar and you believed him. Okay, show me a clip where I said that. I've never said either of those things. And then they make excuses for why they can't prove that I said that. And by the way, I own things that I say or do. I will own that. But don't say I said shit I didn't say. That kind of pisses me off.
Greatly, and it's
there's this thing on me all the time. It's called a camera and a microphone. So if I said that, there would be a record of it, right?
Like the basis of these shows that I do, the law of one tells us,
yeah, his mods are working for free,
to
so he gives them free reign. Yeah,
and we talked about that last week. The principle of balance.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, he's
this
still bitter and angry, right?
When we go through negativity, we're also going to have positive things.
He can see when comments are deleted and what they are. He's allowing it. What a dweeb.
That way, we're not overwhelmed and deluged by just negative stuff.
Ambergeddon, we heard you said Epstein.
See if I can go to the extreme close-up without
Amber.
losing my bandwidth here.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
generally do. I
little
take responsibility
funny
for
curl
the
over
things
there.
I say. I
Yeah.
admit when I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Learned a long time ago. It's best to do
Anyway, we want to
life
focus
that
on the
way.
positive because
Oh, the
the
context is
universe
here.
mandates
Yeah,
that
I
there
am
be
doing very
balance.
well.
The
Thank
universe
you. The
mandates that
context.
you don't have more negativity than positivity at any one
Long
moment.
time no see.
So when really scary things like this are happening, there is a need upon all of us to go out there and represent the positive, to share it
Yeah,
with
we haven't
others,
seen Daniel
to
here
give
in
it
forever.
a voice, to give it a perspective, to let it be heard. Because
He and
this
his
is
mods
so
are way more
significant, so
cult-like as of
important
late. Well, that's what
that we
happens
have
when a
that
cult is
opportunity to
dying.
do
They
that.
close ranks.
We don't want to take these things for granted. We really want to be able to.
David Wilcock, you're on notice. Your cult is dying, right? And let me just do something here. A quick Winter Soldier sent me a penny. Come on, guys. I'm not calling out pennies on the Kick Chat. Come on. It's got to be $1 or more. I'm going to pull a Dark Side Phil. Don't make me have a boardroom meeting, right? Like, let's do something quickly. All right. We're going to look at David Wilcock's numbers, which is just interesting to me. So, look at this. So, his latest video hasn't cracked 30,000 views. And if we, where's the videos? He doesn't have his live streams. What a moron. All right, let's just go to live. 27,000. The last one got 38,000. The one before that, 33,000. But let's go to see what was his view count a year ago. 1 year ago, 113,000 views, 120,000 views. Let's go to 2 years ago and see where his views are at. So when I say his show is dying and declining, look at this one 1 year ago, 241,000 views. But let's go to, oh, wow. He must have deleted a lot of, there's no videos from 2 years ago? No. 3 years ago, 250,000 views. 2 years ago, 300,000 views. 2 years ago, 175,000 views. 2 years ago, 187,000 views. Right? 2 years ago, 193,000 views. What is going on, David Wilcock? Look at this shit. Latest video, 27,000 views. So when I tell you that David Wilcock is in decline and his audience is leaving him, when I tell you that his audience is running away in droves and no longer interested in him, I mean, the math alone, the view counts support that. He's not going to get back to 200,000 views a video. It's just my opinion as a YouTube content creator.
Remember that we are loved. Remember that
You
we are
scam too close to the sun. Oh yeah, we're loved. Mumbo
part
jumbo.
of a divine consciousness, and I don't want you to lose track of that, because when things upset you, I get it. It can be hard to sleep. You can end up, ruminating about it, worrying about it. We don't want you to get stuck into that kind of.
Oh, you got timed out
vortex,
too,
which
huh?
is very easy to do. Negativity can be consumptive. It can be intense.
You told him to work for free? Yeah,
So
that's a cardinal sin in
Dr.
his live
Paulo
chat.
says, "What an opportune haircut! What an opportune topic! Nice haircut." Sorry about that.
Oh, that's interesting.
David, are you
Thank
related
you,
to the
Arlene.
so-called tall Nordics? I have no idea, but
Yeah, he's crashing out.
Perhaps there are those of us out there who have a certain amount of spiked DNA. Maybe there was, there's definitely seems to be strange UFO events in my mother's experience with me, my childhood. Lots of strange things happened that.
All right, and here he's dancing around. He once straight out said that he had different DNA than most humans, or he had possibly alien DNA in his family. Now he's dancing around it.
Some type of DNA. I mean, who knows? I'm trying to be more mainstream a little bit here and not get quite so esoteric, but we can speculate about the idea that
He's trying to get more mainstream by doing weather reports. Great. You want to be a weatherman? Is that what you're saying? You don't want to be the weird crystal hippie dude no more?
And that there are positive ET souls here. There are wanderers. And those are, angelic souls that volunteer to be human and incarnate.
Well, are they aliens or are they angels?
In this realm It's very difficult for them because
And he just said that angels incarnate into human form. And I just want to tell you from a theological perspective, that is 100% wrong. Angels do not incarnate as humans, and neither do demons. That is completely and totally theologically wrong, at least according to all major Abrahamic religions, according to Islam, according to Judaism, and according to Christianity. That doesn't happen. And no, you don't die and become an angel. Angels are a separate species from humans, so are demons. Well, they're originally the same species, but you know what I'm saying. He's always spectacularly theologically wrong. He doesn't have, like, I don't know. I mean, I went to Catholic school, and yes, I was educated by the Jesuits, so that'll start some conspiracy theories. But they really do teach you proper theology. And, you know, I just remember, like, Catholic school, and like we knew that angels and humans are separate things, and you know, in third grade. Amber Gedden is here with one for the goal. Thank you, Amber Gedden. And good job going in his live chat and trolling him. He still hasn't figured it out. I got banned for good for asking his mod Ross if he enjoyed being in Steven's chat. And I said the S word. Yeah, you can't say Steven in David Wilcock's live chat, because he is an intellectual weakling and a coward. But thank you, Amber Gedden, for sticking up for me and our show here.
Raise the cash, raise the cash, raise the cash.
Gedden is a longtime show supporter and a truth warrior, going over to David Wilcock's chat trying to educate his retarded followers. Thank you, Amber Gedden, and thanks for being a member. And we've got Troll with one for the goal. Do you suppose David Wilcock gets super chats from people who watch his archive shows too? I mean, it could be. Yeah, it could be. And thank you, Troll, for being a member and being probably the oldest supporter here on Truth Seekers. One of our original supporters, been here forever, always throwing a couple bucks in our hat, and also a YouTube channel member. Thanks for all of that, Troll.
Raise the cash, raise the cash, raise the cash.
All right, we got to focus now, right? We have to focus. Stormcrow says, I'm surprised Wilcock doesn't grift as the Nephilim. That's coming. That's coming. Don't
hard to
worry.
be here. And we've never seen more of that example than we do right now. Tammy Hebert, we need positive, loving, beautiful testimonies from all the beautiful gifts for humanity coming on mainstream
Yeah, I can't
media
mention Stephen from
after the
Canada.
flip and
Yeah.
disclosure. I agree. So, man, the moderators are fast today. They're definitely on the ball. Serena Bella just got one of them right away.
What a pathetic man you are, David Wilcock. What an intellectual weakling and a coward you are. You can't even allow free speech in your chat because the shit you talk about is so fake, and you know it. Like, if he had real information to share, would he be so concerned with somebody saying something in the live chat that he doesn't like or he disagrees with? This is what a cult does. We have to control all the information that you're allowed to see or hear about. We can't have people critical of our cult say something and let the other cult members hear about it. David Wilcock is completely and totally paranoid because his cult-like grip on the retarded people that always watch him is slipping away, and he knows it. Look at those stats I just showed you. 2 years ago, 300,000 views on a video. Lately, he can't crack 30,000 views. You're not staying in that $2 million house much longer with income like that, David Wilcock.
No need for me to read a lot of this stuff. It's more pleasurable if I don't. So thank you, moderators, in advance.
Yeah, he doesn't need to read critical comments or questions. And here's why. He can't answer the questions because I watched that live chat. And people are asking questions like, where's the ascension you promised us for $333? Where's the mass arrests you've been promising us for 20 years? Where's the open extraterrestrial contact in 2025 you promised us we needed to get ready for by buying your $333 books? Like, it's getting brutal in this dude's live chat. And I predict that he's going to start crashing out soon, because soon the critical comments will be much more than the David, your hair looks great comments. And when that tilts, when the balance tilts where it's more critics in his live chat than viewers, that's a locale. That's basically a locale. Just like Darkside Phil, there's more people in his live chat taking the piss out of him and making fun of him than are there to unironically watch him. And that's what's starting to happen to David Wilcock. And I'm here for it.
Your
Suffer, bitch.
beautiful pink shirt in French. See, I translated it for you. What happened on Friday, says Emmy, yeah. Well, if you don't know, then just hang in there. Barb, gosh, blessings, she donated.
Of course.
New and happy to catch you live. God bless you. David, shout out to my dear friend Sandy, who introduced me to you. God bless all your positive, loved in love and light and positivity. All right, what? Bring on the esoteric. Love that you.
God bless his positivity. Was he positive when he was saying that his critics are all going to hell? Did you know that? David Wilcock once said that anybody who's critical of him is going to go to hell. That's very positive.
You are, love, embrace yourself. That's right. Okay, so yes, we are.
Oh,
here
thank you,
to
Jewel,
create
Chicky
healing for you.
Arlene.
We are here as a whole. You know, everybody in this community wants to be in the same place. We want to be happy.
Oh, we all want to be happy. Jewel Chicky Arlene, who's our moderator, is reminding me that if you're watching us on Twitch, you can subscribe to our channel for free on Twitch if you have Amazon Prime. And I've got some ancient video that explains how to do that. I don't know if I'll ever be able to find it here. But I'll have to dig that back out because we want to steal as much money from Jeff Bezos as we can. And if you've got Amazon Prime, you can give us $5 a month for free. The problem is that you got to do it every month. And every once in a while, I get a whole $50 from old Jeff Bezos, and we're thankful for the 50. We'll take it, right? Every little bit helps the show. And thanks for reminding me about that, Arlene. We'll have to get that back together.
We want to be healthy. We don't want to be dragged down by negativity. We want to have a positive focus, because with that positive focus, we control.
Yeah, what he calls negativity, too, is reality. Like, if somebody says to him, you know, that Stevati company's never produced a product and they never will, he calls that negativity. No, that's called reality, David Wilcock.
Our destiny. We actually control the outcome of our lives. And
Yeah,
not
pretty
stuck
judgmental for a spiritual
with the
guru.
same old negative stuff that just keeps on seeming to tirelessly repeat over and over again like a broken record. We don't want that. We want to be on the good side. We want to be on the positive side for ourselves, for our families. We want to stay.
Yeah, I don't even know why
we.
I don't know why we stream on Twitch. There's never anybody over there.
Consciousness are all interconnected, and that's a very good place to be for us as a human race. You know, we want to be consciously connected to our higher selves and have all the positivity that we can muster. However, that
We have a choice, though.
Angelo Munoz.
We can either
thank you very much.
keep broadcasting on Twitch to the 2 live viewers that are always in the Twitch live chat. Shout out to them, by the way. Or we could go back to, we only have a couple of slots. You know, we only have so many streaming slots with our current level of software. I keep meaning to upgrade it. You know, or we could be on Twitter, but I have never made a single penny from Twitter I don't know. I think I signed up for Twitter in 2011, and I've never made a penny of everything I've ever posted there. So at least Twitch gives us $50 every once in a while.
Doreen Clark donated. Thank you very much. All right. And we're up to 1,700 viewers, so we're doing really well here. I'm here to translate
1,700.
space. That's good. I'm glad that you're doing that.
Remember 3 years ago, I have a clip of him saying, all right, we've got 30,000 live viewers. Now he's got 1,700. Do you understand, David Wilcock, what's happening right now? Do you understand that your whole scam is coming crashing down finally? After all these years of scamming retards, you have lost. He does have superpowers. His superpower is the ability to get stupid people, morons and retarded people to send him money, and sometimes in large amounts, like $333. I think he's lost his superpowers. Trolly Troll with one for the goal says, I just resubscribed on Twitch, and I wish they did it automatically. If they did, I'd be rich. Like, if you just signed up once and I took that $5 from everybody, because over the years now, there have been hundreds of people who did it once. And by the way, we're thankful for everybody. I know it's a pain in the ass to have to do it every month. We're going to have to make a video encouraging people to do that. But thank you, Trolly Troll Troll. And for those unaware, if you have Amazon Prime, you get one free, you can subscribe to one Twitch channel a month for free and give us Jeff Bezos' $5. And it doesn't cost you anything if you have an Amazon Prime account. But thank you, Trolly Troll Troll. And I'll dig that old instructional video on how to do it out. And we'll start trying to steal money from Jeff Bezos because we need it. We need it more than Jeff Bezos, Trolly Troll Troll. But thank you.
Raise the cash, raise the cash, raise the cash.
You need to pester Elon until he monetizes you. I've tried that. I have added him several times going, can you please lower? I think you need something ridiculous like 5 million impressions in a month in order to become monetized on Twitter, right? I mean, you know, for a smaller content creator, that's just not doable. I mean, you know, I'm paraphrasing. I don't know exactly what it's something. It's several million impressions that you need to get. And what bothers me about Twitter is that there are hordes of clickbait garbage peddlers that are all monetized on Twitter. You're allowed to make money on Twitter posting complete nonsense. But if you think about it, my show really does a public service, like destroying the disinformation peddlers and the fraudsters and the fakers and the grifters and the scammers. We can't get monetized telling people the truth. But you can get monetized on Twitter lying to people constantly with 100 posts of clickbait a day.
Thank you very much. So we are
Kind
going
of pisses
through
me off.
these mass consciousness effects. They are all happening right now in real time. And this has made life into a day-by-day challenge. Among those things include war and rumors of war. And so we're hearing that this Iran situation might still happen. January 31st, the Army chief is warning against any attack, says their forces are on high alert. And we also had
we've entered the Q-Tard portion of the show. He's back to posting Q-Tard Telegram posts.
That a strike could be launched within the next 48 hours. Whoa. So yeah, no pressure, right? No big deal. Let's just try to not be scared about the idea of the end of the world happening. Because, you know, World War III, what could happen? Who's going to...
Yeah, well, and now he's going to market the fear porn.
Do what? What kind of technology do they have? Will they be able to fight?
I don't think, by the way, there's going to be an Iran strike before Friday. I think that maybe Trump is just scaring them with all this buildup of military into basically surrendering to all of Trump's demands. And if that can happen, that would be great. But some human part of me does hope that they do something to help those protesters. But by the same token, a big part of me is like, why is this always our problem and we have to pay for it as the taxpayers? We're not the police of the world. Chris Demarius with one for the goal. Thank you for that. Chris Demarius is asking, is he using one of those anti-wrinkle filters while streaming? I mean, I don't know. I know he uses an awful lot of makeup, but I don't know if somebody would want to go as far as using an awful lot of makeup and a filter. I don't like filters myself. I refuse to use them. Now, there was a time when there was the Snapchat filters that were fun and funny. Like I could turn myself into a vampire with them. I use those, but that's like for a joke. That's not like streaming every day on that, right? But thank you, Chris Demarius, longtime show supporter and a YouTube channel member, for your kindness, generosity, and support of the show. Much, much appreciated. Thank you.
Raise the cash, raise the cash, raise the cash.
All right, let's continue here.
You know, these are very scary things. So,
I'm starting to feel like I'm losing my voice. I know I'm getting sick.
Like I was
Damn it.
hopping yesterday. I cooked up a storm for your live, only to find out it was Saturday evening, not Sunday. Ha ha ha.
Might still happen. Way to be psychic. Yeah. Thanks, Chris Demarius.
So yeah,
big show support tonight so far.
There's a lot to be concerned about. But our topic today
the filter doesn't hide his bald spot.
We want to love to our
suffer. David Wilcock's hairline
is abounding when it's everywhere, and it's so difficult to not be sucked in by it. We want to have a positive focus. We want to have a positive attitude. Yes. Raise our vibration.
Not Botox, it's P-Tox.
Down in the doldrums of negativity, but actually find a way to get beyond that. How do we get beyond the classic patterns that so many people get stuck in, where their mind loops
That's
around
you're right.
endlessly in the
Oh,
same
that's dirty
negative
shit.
thoughts
Spent
about
a couple
yourself,
hours
about
today
others. We
reading
don't
through
want
some
that.
of that
We
shit.
want to be positive. We want to focus on the positive.
His hair is running
Photons are made
away.
of pure
That's
love.
true.
That is absolutely right. This is a major, major aspect of what's going on. Hopefully we don't destroy gravity. We might all fly off into space. I don't think we're going to destroy gravity. It's much more than that. So anyway, happy to be here. Happy that you guys are involved.
Yes, it's Pete
Captain
Talks.
America right now is still experiencing severe cold.
Yes, we covered at the beginning of the show, Gandalf the Greyhound.
I'm a little bit sweaty, and I might have to actually go and take one of them off, but not on camera. We'll have to figure out how to do that if I really need to do that. But right now I'm okay. I just gotta, keep the focus clean and pure, and try not to sweat too much. But maybe I'll.
Yeah, David Wilcock has continually talked about how he is wearing multiple layers of clothing while inside his home, which you would think would be heated, I don't know. Like, is he so poor that his gas got turned off for non-payment? Who knows? But he's constantly acting like he's freezing in this multi-million-dollar, $2 million house that, by the way, has heated floors on every floor. So what's going on? Why is he so cold? And a funny side note, I have been kind of chilly lately, but I'm on blood thinner medication. And ask anybody, blood thinners will make you cold. It's one side effect because your blood's too thin to keep you warm, I guess. I don't know. But why is he wearing like 3 layers of clothing inside his home? Yeah, he has. That's what I'm thinking, Morn. He has no heat. David Wilcock has no heat, right? But now he put on too many layers, so now he's sweating, right? I don't know what's going on or why he keeps complaining about how cold it is inside his house. If he was outside and it was 10 degrees outside, okay, you wear 2-3 layers of clothes if you're going to be outside for a while. I mean, I once had a job where I had to dig ditches around houses for an exterminator. And I'd wear like thermal underwear under my pants. But even I wasn't wearing 3 layers, and I would be out there for 8 hours doing that. So why is he wearing multiple layers of clothing while he's inside his $2 million mansion? Could it be that he's keeping the thermostat super low because he can't afford his gas bill? Or could it be that he has no heat in his house? I don't know.
I'll take my
It's
socks
just
off.
weird.
That might be one thing I could do.
Oh, he's going to take his
Let's try
socks
that
off.
right now.
Oh,
See
look
if
at
that
that
helps a
bald
little bit.
spot. Look at that
Yeah, put him
bald
back
spot. Look at how bald he is. Holy shit, he's bald. My God, is he bald? Look how bald he is. I'm going to drop out. Look. Wow, is he bald? My God, his hair is trying to escape. Looks like a crop circle cut into the top of his head.
Later, but
Looks like a tree this week. Last week it looked like a letter. Now it looks like a tree or a mushroom. Holy shit, is he bald?
right for now, yeah, let's just do that. See how that makes me feel. It's a little bit too much. A little bit too much to take the socks off. So anyway,
he couldn't handle being
I might have
sockless
to
in his
go
house.
Take a break in a minute. to
Must
get
be
things a little
freezing
bit
in
less
that
hot.
bitch.
I kind of overestimated what I needed to wear, but we can do that as time goes on. We'll just figure out how to do this.
It's called a
It
thermostat.
is a
Raise
live
it or
show,
lower
so
it,
you
you
gotta just
bitch.
go with what's happening. Oh my God, you can't say these things, you guys. Certain words are not, so please don't say keywords. We already talked about that before. It's not good.
Oh, he's getting felted by his own live
Now
chat.
remember, this chat is a family-friendly chat, so certain words we don't want to be saying. All right. Anyway.
Family
Good
friendly.
enough.
More like cult
Take it from
friendly
there.
chat.
And oh, wow, it's interesting that my timer on my recorder actually says 1 hour and 11 minutes, 111. Nice little synchronicity there.
It's not a synchronicity.
Okay,
It's
so,
called a coincidence, you fucking moron.
Yeah, we definitely have to be careful about what we say, so just be aware of that. But again, we're at 1,839
Yes, he has
viewers.
heated
That is
floors.
awesome. Thank you guys
Yes.
for being here.
1,800.
Gravity of love.
Remember when he had 30,000?
Love is a gravitational force. And in the Law of One series, the spiritual text that I kind of have as my main center of focus,
that he has no
love
rights
is
to.
defined as gravity. There is a definition of gravity as love that we're going to get into here, which is really cool.
Key words are words
think
he doesn't
about
like.
the philosophy of gravity. What does gravity really mean?
Like
gravity has a
scammer,
tendency for bodies to
grifter. You're
be
not allowed to
attracted
say
one
those
another,
words in
for
his
objects
chat.
to come together. It's actually the tendency for the universe to reunify. You want to think about it that way. So when we start looking at it that way, when we start having those things in our consciousness, then we look at gravity differently, and we're not stuck in the same old paradigm anymore. We start seeing that there's a way to
Digging in
take
his ass while he's talking.
a
What's going
seemingly
on?
emotional concept like love, and then apply it philosophically to a concept like gravity, and we get something really interesting out of the deal. So in terms of our current events, we need to gravitate more love to ourselves. Much of America is still experiencing extreme cold, but once again, we dodged a major bullet. We had that huge storm that was plowing over the whole country.
No, he dodged a major bullet. I got like more than a foot of snow.
Really worried about that.
And it's still out there. It's depressing.
We talked about it on this show. We didn't know what the heck was going to happen.
2 more weeks.
How bad is that going to be? Where is it going to hit? And yeah, Nashville got hit really hard. Mississippi got hit really hard. But thankfully, the scope of the damage was much less severe in terms of the number of people affected than we thought that it might be. So I will say that for...
He's a moron. Do you know, David Wilcock, that people's roofs collapsed all over the United States from the weight of that huge snowstorm? Did you know that people's pipes froze and their basements got flooded out and things like that all over the United States? Oh, we dodged a bullet. He's just misinformed. In other words, he's an idiot and he didn't do any research. It's research by proclamation. Hey guys, I decided that storm wasn't so bad. We dodged a major bullet. Maybe he doesn't watch the news. Maybe he doesn't read the news. There's been major damage to a lot of people's homes across the United States. FPU Soft with 199. Thank you for that. And FPU Soft is a big show supporter, also a YouTube channel member, so we love to see that. It says Wilcock's furnace felt it. Yeah, there's something going on. Why you shouldn't need to wear, like, for example, you shouldn't need to wear long underwear inside a heated home. Maybe that's just my opinion, right? And by the way, you know, when I was younger, I lived through some tough times with my family. My father went on strike and didn't have money for the heating bills. And then we had like kerosene heater. And the whole house smelled like kerosene. And yeah, you're wearing long underwear in that situation, right? Because that little heater wasn't enough. But thank you, FPU Soft, for your kindness, generosity, and support of the show.
Raise the cash, raise the cash, raise the cash.
All right, and we've got David Wilcock's biggest fan with another one for the goal. Thank you for that. David Wilcock's biggest fan is here and says, I wish Master David would stop primping like a tween and embrace midlife with grace. Ross said it's higher vibration to be natural. I tend to agree with you, but thank you, David Wilcock's biggest fan. And isn't it great? We're starting to get more and more of David Wilcock's big fans here to watch us instead of watch his shitty, boring-ass show. Ha ha! Suffer, David Wilcock, and your audience. Suffer, David Wilcock's audience. Thank you, David Wilcock's biggest fan.
Raise the cash, raise the cash, raise the cash.
All right, we've got one more to get caught up on, and then we'll check in with the Kick Live chat. Elaine Walls is here with one for the goal. Thank you for your kindness. Yes, let's go. Oh, we might actually hit a goal tonight. Thank you, Elaine Walls. And thanks for being a member who says, I love getting life advice from a brain dead grifter. Yeah, that's what's kind of, he has no self. Am I wrong in that David Wilcock seems to have no self-awareness? You know, like one of the funniest things I think is like somebody will tell him in the live chat, like, oh, I just lost my wife. She died 6 months ago, and now I'm getting evicted from my house. And he doesn't even address what is happening to them. He just like, yeah, times are tough, and he moves right along. Like, haha, it's totally ridiculous, Elaine Walls. But thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support. Have I covered Al Bielek before? Yeah, just go to our main channel, go to the search bar. You got to do it on a desktop, and then put in Montauk. And Al Bielek is the guy that liked to watch people jerk off in chairs, right? That was the whole thing. He was scummy, that dude, right? How long have you guys been watching Wilcock? Well, the show's been going for an hour and 30 minutes, but we're not very far into his video. That's the kind of point of commentary, I suppose, or that's a side effect of too long of commentary.
America as a whole, we pretty much dodged a major bullet there. The scope was much less damaging than we expected.
Yeah, his wife left him for a cucumber.
Which is great. We do still, nonetheless.
Well, he couldn't make her come, Amber. You know, you can't make a woman come. They don't stick around. Go find somebody that can.
I think there was still 189,000 people who
hit the
don't
button.
have power.
You know,
it's a very large number, and of course,
I had a female friend
some
once.
of those people who got hit may have wanted.
She was like, "I really like this guy, but he just can't make me come." I'm like, "Dump him, dump him, dump him. Get a guy that can hit the button in there. Life is too short to be with a guy that can't make you pop off, ladies. Don't accept that."
Our show. So I had some trolls saying, "Oh, David talked all about the weather and how to wear layers of clothes," and we're not doing that this week. But
so you admit that was lame?
Anyway,
we had some trolls. He met me. He watches my shows every week.
I've watched The Grocery 20, 30 years. Good job, bro. I don't know what you mean by that.
She's in a pickle.
Thank you.
Pickle is in her. Yes.
Yeah, keep the comments coming. I'll continue to read those and make sure that I'm following what you guys are saying.
Yeah, and when he became broke,
again,
she suddenly
be
left.
About keywords. It's very sluggish right now. The comments are very sluggish. For
Ascension never came, and neither did his wife.
Writing them, and I'll keep on wearing them. Things are good. So
yes,
anyway,
the JJ makes him vomit.
I'm surprised it's gotten so slow. Does anybody want to write a comment? Well, let's make sure that it still works. So somebody please write something. Let's
look at this. He's freaking out because he has no material, and most of his show now is reading compliments from the live chat, right? And all of a sudden the chat slowed down to a crawl because he doesn't have many live viewers anymore. So now he's freaking out like, what am I going to do? There's no comments to read. I don't have any content. I'm contentless. Oh, he's contentless.
just make sure that it's still happening. But again, we got to be careful about the keywords. So
keywords are anything he doesn't like. You can't say scammer, grifter, Epstein.
I don't see any more comments coming in at all. I just see the little icons. But anyway, somebody's going to write a comment.
Yeah, he's lurking.
If you're out
definitely.
there and you want to write something, please do. I'm not seeing any more of them show up. That's weird. It's still frozen.
Yeah, Wilcock's show is now the weather and reading the chat. But, that is correct.
Let's just see. Oh, okay. Yeah. So we will block this person.
Well, there. You could have
had
a comment to read. He's blocking comments.
I don't know what happened.
Commenters.
But we're good now. So
you blocked half the people in the live chat. What do you think's happening, you moron?
So everybody's got it. And we're back and the comments are here. It just paused on me for some reason. But now we're definitely back. Refresh your page. We don't really want to do that. Yep. So you guys are
that's
back.
why she left.
That's good.
Couldn't pop
Thankfully,
the button.
We didn't lose anything. And,
look, in his defense, though,
Hands just donated. Thank you very much.
Some women are very difficult to get to do that. Maybe just in my experience, right? Like, not all of them, but once in a while you come across a woman and like I bang this girl like a storm door in a hurricane for an hour and she still wouldn't pop off, you know? Some women are difficult. Maybe his wife was one of them. FPU Soft is here with some support, and he's also a member. So thank you for that. Let's go. Let's get some more super chats. Big support tonight. We are living rent-free in Wilcock's head. Well, you see how he just mentioned some trolls were complaining because I did the weather report and talked about wearing layers of clothes. So he admits that was lame. He admits that was boring. But thank you, FPU Soft, for your kindness, generosity, and continued support. Big support.
Raise the cash, raise the cash, raise the cash.
Right, and Tales of the Sonic Voyage, who's a longtime show supporter and contributor, says 5 for the dill reveal if that ever happens. Yeah, I gotta get up with I just have to make the video. It's gonna be very anticlimactic. It's gonna be shocking where we put it, but thank you, Tales of the Sonic Voyage, for being a member and a longtime show supporter and contributor. Thank you.
Praise the cash, praise the cash, praise the cash.
Praise it, my friends. Now let's continue here.
Much. Randomly picking restaurants. I don't know what he means by that. But anyway, oh my gosh, hi from the Holland America Zuiderdam, cruising and enjoying your show, Christine.
This is why he was freaking out that there was no comments coming in. He has no content whatsoever. He has enough. This show he did 3 hours and 33 minutes. And honestly, he only had enough content to do a 33-minute show, right? And look at that. He purposefully stops the show at 3 hours and 33 minutes. There's no way that's happening by accident. He was trying to get 3.
Vasquez.
He does that a lot.
Cruised once on that very ship. That the Zuiderdam was the one that I took a cruise on. That's a weird, interesting synchronicity. Yep. So we don't want to have buffering. And again, please watch out for the keywords. We still have Arctic cold continuing through February 6th. This has been a winter like no other.
Wait a minute. He said he's not doing the weather report this week, right? Remember, he said some trolls were complaining that I was doing a weather report. We're not going to do that this week. And then he does the weather report. Look at this clown. What a fucking clown this guy is. Like he has no oh, we're not doing that weather stuff this week. Here's some weather report slides that I made for you guys. Thank you, Urban Terra, with a big $10 for the goal. And Urban Terra is also a YouTube channel member. Thank you for that. And a longtime show supporter says, I think your show would be great therapy for recovering Wilcock supporters. Send them over, David. Yeah, we should. We absolutely should. So big shout out and thank you to Urban Terra. Has always thrown a couple bucks in our hat and is a monthly member, which we appreciate. And thank you all for your kindness, generosity, and support.
Praise the cash, praise the cash, praise the cash. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your generosity. Praise the cash, praise the cash, praise the cash.
All right, let's go back to David Wilcock's weather report that he said he wasn't going to do this week.
Very intense time for everybody. For me, this past week has been somewhat easier up on the mountain. The heavy-duty temperatures have kind of drifted over to the east, so we've actually been doing pretty well. But either way, this is a time of great challenge, and we're all going through it together. So Judy Booth has donated. Thank you very much for that, Judy.
Thank you for the donation.
Our Sunday, God bless.
Starving.
Did you get a haircut? It looks good. Yes, I did. This couldn't have happened any other way. Where did it all go in the back, right? It all went down there in the back somewhere.
Yeah, Wilcock spent 250 hours on weather slides. Yep. Yeah.
So again, please be careful about, you guys are just going to be so tempted to want to say things, but don't drop any names.
Oh, sorry to hear that, Amber Geddon. Tech issues.
So we can safely.
Next week he'll talk about fog for 3 hours.
Things here.
And drop to 1,200 in super chats. Thank you, Mother, Brother, God.
Anyway, yes. I'm happy to be here, and I know that you are too.
He's trying to convince himself.
A very exciting topic, so let's keep going.
The weather is a very exciting topic.
Time to gravitate love into your life. You are being led through a spiritual process. But the good part is that as we go through great difficulty, we also can create great positive changes in our lives. The very difficulty, sorry, I thought I was on the slide, but I wasn't. Great difficulty can create, you're being led through a spiritual process. Great difficulty can create great change.
I love how he makes slides for everything he has to remember to say.
You are not alone as you go through your challenges. So let's talk a little bit about the idea of great difficulty.
Well, David Wilcock is alone. And let's just talk about this for a minute. Sometimes I have a human moment, and I actually feel sorry for this piece of shit. This guy, imagine reaching the financial success where you can live in a $2 million mansion, but you have to live there by yourself. And you have nobody in your life to share that wonderful, big, beautiful house with. That's sad, right? And here he is making slides. You are not alone. But you are, David, right? I don't know. Me, I got 2 boys and a wife. I don't ever get lonely. They always need something. Right? Especially my older son. I swear to God, half my life is just giving him drinks and snacks, right? Fun fact, David's house is on top of what's called Hurricane Hill. And knowing him, I'm sure that screws with his dopey synchronistic mind. Could be, yeah. Cosmic Banana says, sounds good to me. Some people prefer to live alone. I got to tell you, when I do those weekends alone at the cabin, I truly enjoy being alone for a couple of days. You know, like kids are hectic and a family is a hectic thing. There's always stuff to do, but it's nice to spend a day or two by yourself and kind of reset, get ready for the coming week or whatever. But that guy's whole life is that, right? I can't imagine. He's got to get lonely. You're sitting in a $2 million big, huge house by yourself, you know.
As you move through whatever you've got going on in your life.
But he's here to give us advice, right?
Challenging. It gets very difficult to be here. It can be very, very intense to be alive on Earth right now, to go through all these.
Well, he does have the turkeys and the moose, yeah.
This is not an easy time to be here, and I totally get that, and I am with you, and I support you 100%. You are not alone.
Good for you. I should have started earlier. I started way late, you know, but I would have been a shitty father when I was younger. So.
We're all going through very intense difficulties.
You don't think he's alone? Well, he's got the gay hookers, but does that really count, gay hookers?
To be human, we are in many ways, orchestrating our events, orchestrating our evolution through a day-by-day process.
Armageddon says, I love my solitude. I spent most of my life in a relationship. I love not having to maintain a relationship. Well, maintaining a relationship takes an awful lot of time, energy, dedication, and work. You know, I always say, if anything ever happens between me and my wife, I will truly become a celibate monk. I will never, ever again have anything, girlfriend, wife, nothing, never. Because, it's tough, right? I mean, it's easier to just worry about yourself, Amber. So I understand.
Of reaching into our hearts.
It's hard enough. It's hard enough to make yourself happy, let alone a bunch of other people. Family's tough sometimes, but I wouldn't change my situation now.
Want to be. So that's part of the ascension process, and nobody.
Yeah, he likes the strong firemen in their big red truck.
It's very difficult. It's very intense.
The right person's worth it. Good point. You're right.
Intense thing that we're ever going to do as human beings. That's what.
Good for you. Yeah, I'm at like 25 years.
That we take on in life and how we choose to move through them. What do we do in the aftermath? How long are we?
Oh, good for you, Ambergeddon. God bless.
On a particular hard thing that we're working on.
Oh, I go first. I have somebody to bury me. Oh, that's morbid, right?
I want you to stay focused.
Rare Tricks is here.
Stay positive.
Reminding me to check in with the Kick chat. Whoa, look at this.
Thank you, Doreen Clark, for the donation. That's very cool.
Look at this.
That I didn't miss anybody else. No, we had Judy.
Yeah, fuck David Wilcock's donations. I'm more concerned with my own, right? Hold on one second. I'm going to share the Kick activity feed. We actually have some Kick supporters over there. Spiro Zerker, pack it up with 1,000 kicks saying praise the cash. Absolutely. Thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support of the show. Much, much appreciated. And Rare Tricks has gifted 1 sub to Hannah Wagner. Thank you, Spurned Zerker. And thank you, Rare Tricks, both of you, for your kindness, generosity, and support of the show. Much, much appreciated. The Kick chat always makes me happy throwing some support my way because, honestly, that Kick money every month is just extra money that we didn't used to have. So thank you all watching on Kick for your kindness, generosity, and big support. And I'm sorry for calling you brokey bitches for the last couple nights. You guys are redeeming yourselves, and I'm here for it. All right, friends, let's get back to the lunatic Wilcock stream.
That's great. Thank you guys so much for your help. I really do appreciate it. I love you all. And
yeah, thank you for the donations because I would be hungry and broke and poor and starving without your money.
Okay, so anyway, you guys get it. You guys get it. So
He's deleting comments right now.
Sunflower
You hear all
Light
those clicks?
donated $333. That is wonderful. Again,
Oh,
thank
what
you
a
very much. I
retard.
love it.
Somebody's giving him
Joel
$333 at a
There's
shot.
quote, she loves to, or he loves to quote Joel Goldsmith. The moment we have a God experience, there comes with it a love toward
What
everything.
was 942
sense of
weeks ago?
companionship and joy in one another. Meditation is a continuous song of gratitude that God is love, God is here, God is now. That's very beautiful.
Living off the fame
All
of his
right.
grifts.
Janet
Yeah.
Lab donated $20. Hi,
Yeah,
David.
happy birthday to
I always
Amber
look
Gannon
forward to
son.
Sunday afternoons with you. God bless you. David, you look good, says Ance Jarvinen. Thank you very much.
Did you have your son when you were 10? Yeah, she didn't look
Where's
old
God,
enough
you
to have a
ask? God's in
30-year-old
your heart and
son.
everyone's heart. Asleep or waking, it's up to every individual. Cold hearts are sleeping and dreadful. The living dead have a heart, be kind and have mercy. Couldn't agree more.
Oh, it happens, Amber.
All right.
Yeah.
So we are happy.
That's a fake
about our
donation,
lives.
says
We're
Ridge
happy
Runner.
about the opportunity to be grateful for everything that we've got.
Listen to this. Is he trying to? It sounds like every week is like a soothing session for David Wilcock where he's trying to soothe himself. We're happy for our lives. Do you think he ends the stream and just sits there and cries for an hour? I do. I think that he is in bad shape psychologically, physically, emotionally. I think he's in really bad shape, and he does these things to soothe himself. Like, we're so grateful to be alive, and everything's great. My wife left. I'm lonely, and I'm broke, and I'm going to lose my house. And Stavati's never going to give me my fucking money. And then he just has a big cry session, right? Maybe he listens to Jelly Roll and, has a couple drinks and just has a good cry. Sometimes you got to do that, even if you're a manly man, right?
The opportunity to move forward, to have healthy steps, healthy strides in life.
He worked at Real Job once.
As you go through these
he worked as like
we're all facing together.
At a special needs.
There's many others that you can reach out to.
He's financially wrecked.
Able to feel
That's
safe
true.
and feel good, feel happy about what's going on, because this
there
is
you
the time
go.
that we were
Whatever works for you,
We're
though.
all meant to be here right now.
Larry
If you're
Ladkins,
here, then I
that
believe
works for
your
you. Good
life
for
has
you.
purpose and meaning. There's a reason for why you're here right now, and that's a very important thing.
Yeah, I could imagine Elaine Walls. Probably a lot of baggage at that
being
age,
said,
right?
we did have this event
I don't know.
that took place over on Friday.
I got single friends, guys that I grew up with, and one of them has been married 3 times, and he's talking about this new girl is the love of his life, and this one's the right one, and he's going to get married again, but this time it's for real and forever. And I'm like, dude, you picked the wrong woman 3 times. What are the odds that this one is finally the right one? Like, I don't understand people that are married. I can understand 2, maybe even 3, but 4? No. Uh-oh. Major upsetting news just broke on Friday. Did he get indicted? Right? Did he get news of the criminal prosecution for those unaware, he's under criminal investigation by the Parks and Wildlife for feeding moose illegally. And he did it on his live streams like a moron. But major upsetting news just broke on Friday. Well, let's see what it is.
But we're not going to get into it too much. We're just going to focus on the positive. So this is only something that we will discuss very briefly. And again, you guys already heard that, so I don't have to say that again. Less than a week after we had this unbelievably biblical storm, there was something that we anticipated and prognosticated. So in case you haven't already figured it out, here it is. And, a major release occurred. And
I'm in them. Tell everybody that you're in this major release. Tell everybody that you're in the Epstein files, David Wilcock. Tell them. Tell your audience.
Including...
And by the way, there's something weird about David Wilcock's followers where they're convinced that, like, everybody is a PDF file. If they find out that he's in there, even if it's not a big deal, like he's just mentioned, I think he's going to lose a lot of viewers. So he's not allowing people to say the word Epstein in his live chat for fear that somebody's going to be in that live chat ratting him out for being in those Epstein files. And again, it's a nothing burger. Some other spiritual guru grifter just mentioned him and said that he was appalled by David Wilcock.
Wow, 6 figures of that, 2,000 of that. This is huge. And they missed the original deadline by a mile. But this is the real thing. There is a landing page. Didn't even want to put the keyword there, but if you write that word after what you can see,
He found out his
it'll
hair
show up.
plugs didn't arrive. Yeah.
And you have to first, of course, validate yourself right there. Even the AP is covering this. So this has definitely gone totally wild.
Loose feeds David.
A list of who's who. And so, yes, many people apparently
The
are
wind
quite
hit 32 miles an
shocked.
hour.
There's
Yes.
a lot of people right now. I mean, probably not this audience, right? Because you guys have all heard about this before and we've talked about this stuff, but
I don't know. I think
lot
your
of people-
audience might be shocked to know that you're in those files. Your name is in those files anyway.
people are really having a hard time right now. If you look on social media, you see what's going on. It's like there's some very intense energies out there. People who are just waking up to this, or maybe they'd heard about it, but they didn't really think that it was true.
Yep, he thinks he's a celebrity and can
Very
talk about
intense.
nothing of interest.
And why do you not see my messages? Says Maria. Well, I do see something, but I'm not always looking at the comments. So sorry about that. Anyway. So yeah, we definitely have to be careful, but you know, if you can't figure out what all the keywords are, that's good. Just don't use them. That's the main thing. Many people are freaked out. I mean, so if you have somebody who approaches you about this, again, I advise the rule of 10%. Give them 10% of what they can handle and let them process it. Don't overwhelm people. That's one of the biggest things we have to be guarding about with people who have just woken up to this kind of thing. They're not going to be very happy
Oh
about it. They're
boy,
going to be upset.
people just waking up to
They're
it.
gonna feel scared. They're
He's
gonna
been talking about this for years.
feel confused, and they're going to want help, but they're going to want it in bite-sized, small chunks, not in a big download. So you don't want to give people.
So far, I haven't seen anything that big or shocking in those files so far. There's an awful lot of people that are rushing to judgment, like, oh, so and so is mentioned in there, but you know, except for that one with Bill Gates was going to give his wife antibiotics because he got the crabs from Russian hookers or something. That one's bad, right? But I haven't seen, of course, I haven't been paying too close attention to all of this, to be very honest. I kind of got burned out of these files because the last couple of drops were, to me, they weren't very spectacular. Not, you know, and I don't even understand why all of this stuff has been withheld from the American public and redacted for so long.
A river. You want to give people a very digestible form of information. That's the right way to do it, man.
The rule of 10% that David
overwhelm
forced to
anybody
pay in
because that can be
tithes
very
monthly.
intense.
Yes.
And it's going to hurt their feelings.
When is
hurt
the
their
last time
mind.
David had an
We're
original
already at
thought?
2,162 viewers. We're doing great on donations already. So
If he did have an original thought, it would die of loneliness.
keep those coming if you can. It really does help us out.
Pumping the donations. Keep those coming.
We've got a lot of things going on here. And, you know, somebody wants it all to happen right now, but it doesn't. It takes time. These things that we've talked about are gradual changes that will unfold over time, the new technologies and so forth. Edith Feinstein donated $100. Thank you very much for that.
Another moron.
Really appreciate your help.
Yeah,
And
being
so,
mentioned
yes,
doesn't mean
let's
being
be
involved in
positive.
Epstein's crimes.
And
Exactly.
let's focus on what we can do today to be more loving and to gravitate love into our lives, because
Probably not since the
people are
first
gonna need
Ascension
our help.
scam.
There's
Yeah,
gonna be
way
a
back
lot
in
of people that are
2012.
waking
Yeah.
up to this, and it's going to probably amp up really dramatically over the coming days.
He
Many
just wants
people
the
already
money. The
understand
rest is
shock.
just a hand
Tons
job,
of
right?
wild new data has come to light, and it's all breaking through right as I'm putting this show together. So I wasn't going to, you know, we don't want to get too into the nitty gritty, but again, there's a lot to cover in that material, and there's a whole bunch of new things. And you saw that it includes a whole bunch of pieces of data that nobody ever had before.
You are correct. His
So,
teeth are just as fake as
this
his
is not going
prophecies.
to go away. This is not something where you put the genie back in the bottle and you just wish it
Yes,
away.
he
or
does
run
have
it
fake
away.
teeth. Yes,
This
they're
is something
fake.
that absolutely will
Just
have
like
to be
him.
dealt with. And so,
Yes, his
you
teeth
know,
cost
it's up to
20
you,
grand and his audience had to pay for
obviously,
them.
whether you want to pay any attention to it or not. But if you do, I would again advise you to make sure that you breathe through the whole process.
Breathe
Take
while
your
you're reading
time,
these disgusting
because
files.
with
Yeah.
material like this, if you study too much at once, it's very, very easy to get overwhelmed. It's very,
Yes,
very
he
easy
did.
to
And does anybody
go
remember
beyond the threshold of what you can really tolerate, what you can.
David Wilcock claimed that he had to get new teeth because his old teeth, he grind down his teeth because he was worried about the cabal coming to murder him because all of the information that he was outing the cabal about and all this shit. He actually said that he ground down his teeth, right? It's so stupid. He ground down his teeth because of the cabal.
Can handle, and I don't want that for you. I want you to be able to
Patty says, nah,
live a
cocaine.
good life and not get sucked into it. I mean, it is intense. There's some things that definitely are very intense about it, and you don't want to get sucked into that. We had a donation from Dr. Phil. Archie's donation inspired by Edith. Happy Full Moon Transformation Week, everyone. Thank you very much. So the highlights are already catching attention in the mass consciousness, and people are starting to learn about stuff, and you know, it's upsetting them. But again, if you've been paying attention, this is nothing new. We've already been telling you these things for a long time. And so as a result of this, it's become quite a poignant moment in time. It's a very, very intense time to be alive. All the more reason why my topic idea that I had was good, to gravitate more love into our lives. We really need that, because when you come up against this much negativity.
It's so nice that he's talking about how he's so loving while he's scamming viewers for a weather report and reading Telegram Q-tard posts. Like this has been the extent of his content so far.
It can feel
that and reading their compliments, right?
Overwhelming.
How loving.
It can make you feel like you're alone. It can make you feel scared.
Back to the donations in between absolute gibberish. Yes.
And wondering like, what's the purpose of everything? And I get that. So I don't want you to feel bad. I want you to feel good. I want you to be inspired and positive. And again, sometimes you got to throw up.
Skyprop says it was the meth and truth.
Probably what we're dealing with right here. We did get a
grinded down his teeth, also known as smoked a lot of crack.
Some type of phase of the process.
Here he is.
So this actually
making new predictions. This is new predictions. This fits in with the February 13th completion date. How much you want to bet nothing he's predicting for February 13th is going to happen on February 13th?
Schedule.
He has never learned to stop giving dates for
right
predictions.
Now, and we're definitely seeing that.
Yeah, he spent them on cocaine. David Wilcock's biggest fan.
Ultimately, this will strengthen us. Yes, I would agree completely. Only 800 likes out of 2,200 people watching. Come on. Yes, hit the like button if you haven't already done so. That was a funny endorsement, but thank you.
He's never predicted anything. Not successfully, no. He's predicted a lot. None of the shit he predicts comes true.
But, you know, and then she got moderated. But anyway.
Oh, that's cool, Troll. Good for you.
Finally,
yeah, always get a sheltered dog or a lost puppy, right? Ours is our puppy, our dog was homeless, like he was a lost stray. And I don't know. He's a pretty awesome dog, so we're glad to give him a loving home, and he's great with my kids. He loves my boys and my wife. Me, not so much. He only messes with me when I'm the only one in the house because he doesn't like to be by himself. He's a little Yorkie dog, so he's got to sit on everybody's lap. And if nobody else is home, then he's interested in hanging out with me. But if my sons are here or my wife is here, he doesn't care to do anything with me.
Things to look forward to. There's definitely many, many things that are grateful.
Donate by February 13th. You can turn into a Vorlon and become a caretaker of the universe.
We have nothing else to do. And we got to do it our way. We got to do it our way. Yes, our way. Make all our dreams.
He's singing Laverne and Shirley.
For me and you. Dun, 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 dun. There's your Laverne and Shirley soundtrack.
This is riveting content. Well, he's singing Laverne and Shirley theme song.
End the show. No, I'm just joking. It's fun, though. It's good. Everything's good.
He's trying to get away from Conspiracy Q, but he won't admit it. Yeah.
And one of the things that I sang when I was taping with Chris Beskar, yes, we're definitely moving forward with Stavati. Things are looking great. So all is well on that front.
He just said we're moving forward with Stavati. Things are looking great. He said he's moving forward with Stavati and things are looking great. Well, I just want to say that the financial document that that Macario posted confirmed that was a lie. How are things looking great when you're Stevati is $3.3 million in debt, David Wilcock? Things are looking great. Things are really moving ahead with Stevati. You got to come up with $3.3 million just to get to zero, you loser.
And we're happy. So
yeah, we're happy. We're happy we're $3.3 million in debt. Like I said, this whole stream is just a self-soothing effort.
Anyway, let's try to be as faithful to our calling as we can.
Yeah, a little overdue on that Stevati.
The February 13th completion date was given. We talked about that in previous weeks. I haven't had time to go through this data.
Yeah. Laverne and Shirley was the high point of his show.
Already surfaced that are definitely very provocative. So it was a surprise. It was about 2 weeks ahead.
Yeah, how can you be that far in debt and never actually make anything?
Out of nowhere,
yeah.
Which in the same way kind of
we
reminds
just
me
need more
of
investors. Yeah.
It's like just all of a sudden, bang,
again,
this thing shows up.
Let's know where the fucking hover cars are.
It's a big game changer. It's like, wow, really? Okay, now we're in that reality. Now we're dealing with that outcome. Now that's part of our shared psychic space that we're all having. So again, I encourage you to take your time, let things evolve, and most importantly, don't jump to any sudden conclusions.
Yeah.
I think this is a really significant point.
And don't realize that I'm in the Epstein files. Not me. Really David Wilcock is in the Epstein files.
Things might look a certain way. Certain things might appear a certain way. Just watch and listen, and let's watch how this plays out, because we don't really know what's going on.
Sometimes I really wish I knew somebody in the government. Wouldn't it be funny if somebody like hoaxed a document from the Epstein files that totally implicates Wilcock? It's just a little mention, right? Sam Corbin wants his BJ. What are we talking about here, right? Skyprop wants his free energy unit. Yeah. Right? He wants his BJ. His hobby is making obstacle courses for mice, right? Medbeds left with the hover car. Tales of Silent Void says he knows what's coming, right? Master David.
On yet, so I would encourage you not to be demoralized or lose hope. Many of us in this audience, at least, have had a long time already to process this type of stuff.
Oh my God!
This is the big one, you guys. We've been anticipating this for years.
You've been predicting the big one for years. It's never come.
It's finally happening, and
just like your wife.
Obviously, it could lead to many, many other things developing as well. So we got to be careful.
It's real healthy of me. I'm going to smoke a cigarette, then I'm going to eat a cough drop.
You're not getting overwhelmed, and you want to gravitate love into your life. You do not want to get sucked into this horrible negativity.
Does anybody remember the story of how he met his wife? She was like a beach bum. Somebody said she might have been a prostitute, and she found out David Wilcock was living where she was sleeping on the beach in a tent. She dolled herself up and went to meet him.
Things can change.
Oh boy. Way to find love, David.
It takes a while to process something like this. This is not easy stuff. I get that.
He's trying to head off the damage. That's true.
Stuff that really can end up
more mice than the Pied Piper.
And bring you to
Brady, it's the big one.
Whole different layer of your being that you didn't even know you had, where you're just processing grief and trauma and working through very difficult elements.
He's reading back his therapy notes.
Try to be positive, try to stay upbeat as much as you can, because we have anticipated this for years. Could lead to a lot of
things. He's afraid to keep doing that because we have that video of all the times he promised that.
Difficult. This will inspire you ultimately, I believe.
Oh, we're going to be a better person because there's
pedos. One of the main things, again,
is
you realize you do not want to invite negativity into your life. Okay? Now, negative events
definitely don't want to be negative.
Have to be authorized by your free will. This is a very important point. It's frequently said in the Law of One that you don't just get hit randomly. Bad things don't just happen randomly to you. They have to be authorized, again, by your own free will. So if you don't stay in negativity, then negativity won't come your way.
This is a stupid Law of One principle that basically David Wilcock says that you have to accept that you asked for whatever happens to you. So the next time you meet a child that has like terminal cancer, just let them know that David Wilcock says they asked for that terminal cancer. It is completely ridiculous for him to claim to be a spiritual guru. You know, what about people that get in horrible car accidents and die? He says they asked for that. Like, I don't know, man. Some spiritual guru. He's a moron.
You allow things like this to drag you down, if you allow things like this to make you upset, then that will have an effect that casts a shadow over your whole life. So we really don't want to have that happen. We want to stay as positive as we can. We want to stay as peaceful as we can. Bad things do not just happen randomly. They happen when we invite them.
You see that?
We invite them by not taking care of ourselves psycho-emotionally.
See that? Oh, if you get cancer, it's because you invited the cancer. Like, are you fucking retarded, David Wilcock? What about people who whose family gets murdered in a tragic crime event? Did they ask for that? What about people who get cancer or people who lose their children to a tragic childhood illness? Oh, they asked for that. Like, what kind of a spiritual guru are you? Are you fucking retarded saying stuff like this? How stupid are you? He's saying that whatever happens to us, we asked for it. We asked for it, right? He will say the arrests are already happening, but they are making deals. He said it before. They make a deal, and then they let the people go so people don't panic. Sure, yeah. Yeah, David Wilcock said they had it coming. Yeah, they asked for that. Like, you know, tragedies happen, and they don't happen because people asked for it to happen. Like, who says, gee, I was about to say, who says, gee, I wish my wife got murdered. I'm sure there's some people that might think, but you know what I mean. Like, tragic things happen to people. Like, you know, I don't know. I could think of some very bad things in my own life, you know, like growing up with an alcoholic, schizophrenic mother. Did I ask for that? I asked for that, David Wilcock. Like, I signed up for that. That was my soul contract. Like, gee, you know, it'd be too easy having a Martha Stewart, really great stay-at-home mom. Like, I'd rather have a schizophrenic, alcoholic mom, right? Like, people don't ask for the tragedies in their lives. They just get them. And that's life, David Wilcock. And a real spiritual guru would offer some kind of wisdom or insight into how to deal with adversity, not say, you asked for this, right? But using David Wilcock's logic, here's the good news. Using David Wilcock's logic, you asked to be broke, bitch. You asked to be living in a $2 million mansion, lonely and alone, a loser with no one to share your financial success from scamming retards with, right? You asked for Stavati to take all your money and keep it and never give you any return on your investment. You asked for the Colorado Wildlife Department to investigate you criminally. You asked for everything that has happened to you. I guess he asked for people to steal money out of his bank account. Remember, he claimed I stole money out of his bank account? I guess he asked to be swatted, even though he was never swatted. He just claimed he was. Like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard from a spiritual guru in my entire life. If something tragic happens to you or anything bad happens to you, you asked for it.
If we're not positive enough, if we dwell on the negativity will come our way, and it can be very painful. So this is an essential aspect of the law of karma.
Oh, yeah. And
again,
you got to love that a guy who spent decades of his life scamming stupid people and morons on the internet is going to teach us all about karma. Well, David, I think you might be experiencing your own karma right now. And when you're homeless, living in a fucking box, right, then I'm going to say you must have asked for this, David Wilcock. This must be your karma, right, for scamming everybody for how many years now?
We get back to this concept that if you focus on the positive, you will gravitate love to yourself.
I'm sorry for
that.
that. I'll get to it. I'm
the law
sorry.
of karma is a very positive
How
thing.
did I miss it?
Because it
Oh, I
nudges
did
us
miss it.
back
I
towards
apologize.
divine.
I'm sorry.
Mother God.
I got distracted. By this asshole. Every once in a while, he says something that makes me just pop off. FPU Soft. But thank you, FPU Soft, for your kindness, generosity, and support. And like I always say, if I ever do miss a super chat, and you're right, I don't think I would have got that one. I would have forgotten. So thank you, FPU Soft, for 2 things: being a member, 3 things: reminding me, read the super chat, moron. You know, we always say we read every single super chat. I never miss one, but if I happen to, just remind me, put it in all capital letters. Read my super chat, Stephen, and I will go check and do that. Now I want to see Stephen review David's infamous Awful Music album. You know, people have been asking me to do that for a while, but I have to say, like, okay, here's what I'll say. I didn't listen to the whole thing. I listened to a small, like maybe 1 or 2 songs. I mean, it's in key, right? It's not like he sings out of tune, and the production's not bad because he spent a huge amount of money on that album. I don't know. Maybe we'll do that though. If enough people have asked me, maybe we'll do it. But thank you, FPU Salt, for your kindness, generosity, and support of the show, and for being a member. Let's go. Let's get some more support. Let's hit a goal for once. Let's hit a goal. Praise the cash, bitches. Thank you, FPU Salt.
Praise the cash, praise the cash, praise the cash.
All right. Here we go. Yeah, I knew karma was a part of this. Yeah, this guy talking about karma after he scammed his audience with fake predictions for years leading up to 2025. Scammed his audience. I'm talking to angels. You notice he hasn't mentioned the Archangel Michael since the new year, right? Since December. He has not mentioned the Archangel Michael since December. He's just trying to slither away from all those Archangel Michael predictions, right? And I guess he's still going to sell those silly books full of blabbing nonsense that mean nothing, but he's on to the next new scam project. I can't wait. What's his next scam going to be? I think it's going to be levitating saints. That's what I think. Saints can levitate. And I'm Christian, and I'm not even sure I believe that. There's reports of it, but I think his next scam is going to be something to do with Christianity and Christian mysticism. That's what I think. But we'll see.
Heavenly consciousness, we don't get.
But TikTok, motherfucker, you better hurry up with this scam, or you're going to be living in a box in the woods next to your old mansion soon.
Stuck in the negativity.
We have detailed, we've shown you with the amount of super chats he's taking in, and that's his only income. He can't even pay his basic household bills. He can't even pay his basic household bills with the income he has right now.
Focus on the things that are good.
Yeah, let's focus on the positive.
Love into our lives. And again,
I don't know. Did he mention another angel? Maybe he's got another voice in his head.
By focusing on the negative, you get there by being positive.
Simon the Mage could also levitate. Yes.
Negative thoughts.
Michael has left the building.
And living the life that you're supposed to have in the process. So again, this event is very likely going to precipitate a variety of changes. I think we're just at the beginning of something where we're going to see old structures being replaced with new initiatives. And
his box will be full of mice in no time.
I mean, obviously.
Yes,
so
he made an album.
I told you so party. This is where it begins. You know, many of us were, but I don't really even feel like gloating or anything. Not at all.
He could go on Local Live and let Keem buy his house.
It's a very stunning moment in history. It's a very stunning moment in time.
Wait,
we're seeing.
The super chat dries up.
Very intense.
It's gonna be fucked. Yeah.
So I'm rolling with it. I'm rolling with it.
No more bison ribeye steaks for David.
I'm not going to expose myself to too much of this stuff because there's things in there that'll.
Yeah, and by the way, I'm back on the carnivore diet, and I'm poor. Man, I've tried a bunch of different diets. I tried a Mediterranean diet. I tried that soup diet a few times, where you just eat soup for a week, and sure, you lose 10 pounds, but then you just gain it right back as soon as you start eating normally. The carnivore diet has been great though, because at my highest weight, I think I might have been as high as 210, and right now I'm 185. But I was less than 180 before my hospital incident, and then I didn't want to bother the people in the hospital. Like, listen, you got to bring me nothing but bacon and steaks and ground meat. Like I just ate whatever they gave me, which was terrible hospital food. But I still somehow managed to put on 5 pounds. Now I'm back to the carnivore diet. It's expensive eating nothing but meat, especially if you're eating high quality stuff. Like, I could just go eat nothing but hot dogs all week, and that's technically still the carnivore diet, but that you want to stay away from the processed stuff, Holy man. It's expensive, you know. And my wife buys plenty of food, but I feel guilty eating my kids. You know, I feel like I'm eating my kids' food, so I just buy my own. Like I go to the supermarket and just buy stuff for me for the week. You know, eggs. This is what I'm basically eating: eggs, bacon, steaks, ground meat, ground sausage, sausages, kielbasa. What else have I been eating? Yeah, that's pretty much it. It gets boring real fast, right? David made just over $1,600 before YouTube and taxes for this stream. Yeah, but all right, listen, we'll do the math. We'll do the math because, and thank you, Macario Mend. If we take 1,600 and then we times it by 0.30, that's 480, right? So we take the 1,600 and then we take the 480 off. We'll take off the 480. That brings it down to $1,120. Now, if we give him a conservative 1120, that's what we're at after the YouTube, and that is conservative. Sometimes YouTube can take up to 50% if somebody's paying on an Apple device, but let's just say 30%. Brings him down to 1120 for the week, right? And we'll take that 1120 and we'll times that by 20%. So that's 224. So 1120 minus 224, that's $896 take home for the week. And yeah, he might get a little bit of ad revenue, but not much. So basically, who thinks that you can afford to live in a $2 million mansion if your income is $896 take home a week? I'm here to tell you, Macario Mend, if your take home is only $900 a week, you cannot afford to live in a $2 million mansion. Because, and let's game it out, right? $896 times 4, 896 times 4. That would be $3,500 a month. Well, didn't you show us that his taxes alone is $12,000 a year? You know, his income tax or his real estate taxes are $12,000 a year. Hasn't he said that his mortgage payment is $3,000 a month, Macario? I think he said my mortgage is around $3,000. I'd have to check on Philmont to be sure. But if your mortgage is $3,000 and that only leaves $584 for your food, car insurance, cell phone, cable bill, internet bill, gas bill, electric bill, you know, it's just not possible for him to be making enough money to afford a $2 million house at his current level of income, right? Now, it was Salty Pug. He was making much more. That was last year. Macario says, oh, I know. I'm saying he's making nothing. Yeah, that ain't a lot. $896 a week is not a lot, you know? Not if you're living in a $2 million mansion. Now, what if you were living in a little off-grid cabin, you know, and you were making $3,500 a month? You would be fine, you know? You would be fine. Oh, his mortgage is $6,000. No, I think he said his mortgage was $3,000, but I'm going to check with Philmont. Let's play this, and I'll try to comment along while I find where he talked about his mortgage, the clip for that.
But it is all part of a massive healing process that we're going through, I believe. And again, the ancient prophecies that we've been studying for so long associate this type of disclosure, this type of new information coming to light with the idea of ascension. Ascension and disclosure are actually fundamentally intertwined. They're one and the same thing. And so we don't want to be dragged down by what we can't control. We want to be uplifted by the promise that things are going to get better. That if there are problems in the world that people didn't know about, there are problems that define our very existence. There are
all right, I found 7 clips where he talked about his mortgage
taking place all the time. We got to be very careful about that, and we got to be able to live with integrity and with honor. So, Serena Bella says
this guy's talking about living with integrity and honor. You scam people for a living. How dare you talk about living with integrity and honor while you're scamming people for nonsense?
Secret violet flame shield is turned on. Old structures are collapsing, says Julia Carruthers. Frequency, hold space for both.
Are you
extremes of the
serious?
same swing
Are you
pendulum
kidding me?
makes simultaneously.
No,
while
it's
being
it's. Do
encapsulated
you want me to
in
show
the
you on
outside.
Amazon? It's a fucking silent keyboard. At least they said it was when they sold it to me.
So love is the best shield you can have, says 81 Peter Luke 22. I've been trying to send you a comment, but it doesn't go through.
All right, 1 second here. I'm going to try to find this where he talked about his mortgage payment. No, that's not the one. He talks about his mortgage, but
I got to say that this house is really cool. It won Denver Architectural Digest. It got a centerfold spread because of this staircase actually right behind me. So,
oh, great.
where is it? Yeah, if you see, this is the extreme close-up shot. I have to like get my face totally aligned. I got like
Here's bragging about his house being in magazines that he can't afford now.
Got the Gibson Les Paul custom over here, and I got the, what is it? The I can't even do this. This is so crazy. The other guitar over here. This is your
It's called a Strat, you moron.
Stratocaster. So I like being flanked by the guitars because honestly, it appears that the hippie movement actually
All right, he's not. There's one of these clips. He says how much his mortgage is.
mortgage. So this has been keeping me alive, and I haven't had to sell out. I have no special interests. I'm not doing any targeted advertising.
Okay, whatever.
As far as I'm concerned, my mortgage is well over half that amount.
Okay, here we go. We found it. We found where he's going to say what his mortgage costs.
Yes, you got the maroon shirt. You're all.
Bear with me.
I can see. Anybody who betted on maroon, well, you win. So today is a very, very exciting show. We got a lot to cover.
Oh,
And
Ontario found
it is
it.
about our global cord cutting ascension. Tarotina has already donated, I guess, 500 ARS is like $1.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tarotina.
Remember Tarantino? I think that bitch died.
So, I do make about maybe 10 grand a month on this, but that includes all the super chats and all the ads and everything. So it's not really enough, but it is sustainable. And
10 grand enough. 10 grand a month is not really enough. But now he's down to 3,500 a month.
do thank you guys for participating in that. It's certainly not big money as far as I'm concerned. My mortgage is well over half that amount.
Well over half that amount. So yeah, maybe his mortgage is $6,000 a month. So we have to ask ourselves, how is he paying a $6,000 mortgage if his total take-home income from these super chats is only $3,500 a month, right? I will check on Twitter as well because Macario may have found a separate clip. Oh, yeah, here we go. See this? Research on the fly, my friends. We want to give you the best information we can. We've detailed that David Wilcock's take from the super chats is about $3,500 a month. Now that's after YouTube's 30% and after 20% in taxes is taken out. But we do know he doesn't really pay his income tax, or he wouldn't owe them so much. He apparently owes them $1.5 million.
As I said, I'm getting about 10 grand a month from that. My mortgage is like $6,200.
$6,200. His mortgage is $6,200 a month.
So, there isn't a whole lot left over. Plus, I've been helping.
Okay, so he said his mortgage is $6,200 a month. How is he paying a $6,200 a month mortgage if his income of late has only been about $3,500 take home? Now, let's be generous and say he's getting, $3,500 a month in ad revenue, which I don't think he's getting. We can track that on Social Blade. So let's say his total income is $7,000 a month even. How is he paying a $6,200 mortgage, an electric bill, car insurance, maintenance costs for the home, electric bill, gas bill? He pays somebody to plow his driveway. I don't think I think he's broke as shit. He must be living on credit cards or something. He is still getting royalties, class sales, book sales, private donations. Well, he says that YouTube is most of his income, though. Yeah, $6,200 for a mortgage payment. Wow. Let's get back to the latest stream, friends.
Well, yeah. So that there might be a reason for that. Again, beware of keywords. Suffering can reveal God's work, not because it's good, but because God is good.
I don't think he has much other income other than YouTube. He said YouTube is his only income. He has said that.
No. So the solar flash is, sorry, there's something else I saw there.
He's going to be borrowing money from mommy real soon.
Solar flash is what we're expecting will happen at some point, but we really don't know exactly when. There could be.
Yeah, you're right. You can't trust anything he says.
That happened. It's based on the Virgin Mary of Garabandal prophecies. I was hoping it could happen as early as 2025.
Paranormal is next.
Suggested that date was of significance, but now that I look back on it,
he needs the cash. He really, really does. Yeah.
It's crystallized all these things, and now here we are, just right at the beginning of 2026, and many of the things that we were looking for are starting to happen. So,
there's the cope. There's the cope. All my predictions, all my 2025 predictions failed, but now all that stuff is starting to happen. So I was still right. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. You were wrong about everything.
Lots of things.
You're always wrong about everything because you're a moron and an idiot. And all you know how to do is self-aggrandize yourself, pretend you have superpowers, and scam morons into feeling sorry for you and giving you money. And that's another thing. Why should anybody? He's constantly trying to make people feel sorry for him. I don't feel sorry for somebody that lives in a $2 million mansion that got there by scamming stupid people on the internet. I don't feel sorry for him one bit.
Things that are good, lots of things that take time, that have to be studied and analyzed and understood.
Yeah, I don't know about that, Sam Corbin. And they won't really, you can't just call the IRS and check on that.
These types of mass awakening events with ascension, and these times were predicted long ago. So we are
right,
in
Elmo. When's the last time you talked about getting a massage? You can't afford it anymore. That's right.
It seems really bleak, and it seems really scary, and it seems really hard. And we don't know if we can make it. We don't know what's going on.
Stormcrow says he just got the year wrong 5 times.
Out, and I get that. So I want to be a voice of stability. I want to be a voice of calm for you. I want to help you feel better about your life and better about being here today. And
Master David can no longer afford his trusted body worker
gift that you can have, which is your own
victimhood.
Awakening.
That is correct.
There's no greater thing we can do than to awaken. And so when we have that,
yes, let's all awaken to the scam. How about what happens if your audience awakens to the scam, David?
Typing, I guess. So yeah, we got to be careful about that. And
here's the issue. I predict he is going to come out. This is my prediction. David Wilcock is going to come out with a new $333 course, but his audience is so diminished and is so beaten up from all the scams of late. Like, his current audience is still the people that gave him $333 for the Michael prophecies, or a lot of them did. How many of those people are going to give him another $333 for pie in the sky bunch of hopium nonsense? I think he's fucked. I think the only move really left for him is to throw Corey Good under the bus. Right? That would get views. That's the only thing he has left. Throw Corey Good under the bus, call him a scumbag, tell the whole story of everything that happened with Corey Good. That's the only play he has left. I don't think he'll ever get back to peak grifting again. That's just my opinion, but I'm entitled to it.
About how we get to the end of the game.
And by the way, Corey Good's whole scam is crashing down worse than David Wilcock's. We ought to gather all the evidence and figure out who's broker right now, David Wilcock or Corey Good. I think it's a toss-up. It's hard to say for me, and I've observed both these clowns for a long time.
A long time to work through these things, and we want to do it with grace and with compassion, with love. And
we're all waiting for him to do it.
Care for ourselves, care for others, care for the process.
Suffer, David Wilcock's cult. Elaine Walls, thank you for that. Big support tonight. from Elaine Walls and many others. Elaine Walls, who's also a YouTube channel member here. Thank you for that. Says David is like the TMU version of Scientology. That's basically exactly what it is. It's like Scientology, but stupider, right? As if Scientology wasn't dumb enough, right? But thank you, Elaine Walls, for your kindness, your generosity, and your support of the show. Much, much appreciated.
Praise the cash, praise the cash, praise the cash.
All right. Thank you, Elaine Walls. Macario says he has said multiple times that he didn't sell a lot of books. That is correct. And Arlene says, I think he will slip out for a while, reinvent himself with a totally new grift and make a comeback. I doubt it. I mean, listen, the only thing that's really going to work for him is to get really fucking grifty, like promise. Well, how do you get scammier than promising everybody superpowers are coming for you this year? Like, how can you possibly promise any more? Right? Are we all getting a $30 million check from the government? Right? Are we all like, he's going to have to promise big in order to get these people to bite, right? He's going to have to overpromise and underdeliver like he has never done before. And I just don't think he has it in him. He's beaten, defeated, but every good scammer has one great scam left in them, right? It applies to a lot of artists. And let's be clear, David Wilcock is an artist, a con artist. And I don't know, growing up a musician, I have a lot of songwriter friends. And one of my songwriter friends was like, when are you going to make a new album, Steven? And I'm like, well, the last bunch of albums I made zero money on. Of course, that's my own fault. I'm not really good at marketing or trying to market myself. But anyway, he said, no, Steven. And I said, I don't even know if I have another album in me. And he said, no, every songwriter has one great album left in them, right? And that probably applies to all artists. Like every great portrait painter has one great painting left in them. Every great con artist has one great con left in them. So maybe Wilcock will pull it out. But I really don't believe, like, he is down bad. I've never seen him in such terrible financial straits, and most of the time he just looks all beat up and stuff. But maybe he's coming out of his depression, because one of the signs that somebody's coming out of a major depression is they start caring about their appearance again. But he's so narcissistic, I don't know that this applies. But he did get a haircut and get his eyebrows waxed and maybe new makeup, I don't know. So we'll see. Maybe he's going to pull it out. Can't wait to see, and also rip apart whatever his next scam is.
9.3, suffering is not always punishment. God is not absent in suffering. Even broken situations can become places where God's power and mercy are revealed.
God is not absent in suffering.
Sadly, the low vibration Americans
That is
will
from the
think
book
that
of
this
Matthew.
is all AI, says Scarlet Fire. Anyway.
Get back to reading the comments because he has no content.
Listen to David, folks, and keep it clean. Yes, that's good. So it's wonderful when
AI,
you
aliens,
step back
invasion.
and realize
Yeah,
the
mate.
promises that we were made for so long, that, things that we were told are happening. It's just that now that we're in it, it's really freaked out and scary.
Things that we were promised.
This
He
is all
means
part of the
things he
ascension
promised.
process, man. It's all part of what we're going through. And
We're
interestingly enough,
still in the ascension
love
process.
actually equates ascension with healing. Healing and ascension are one and the same thing. And this is why I like to say spiritual growth is the hardest thing you will ever do.
I got to replace
I really
that
do
light.
mean that.
It has a timer on it. It turns off
Scary,
after a
Stupid,
while.
Strange just donated. Thank you very much.
Scary, stupid, strange.
Jake
That's
says, "Infinite
typical
consciousness
David
is
Wilcock
stuck in a
followers. Yes.
quantum hologram." I would totally agree with that.
Yeah, maybe he got his asshole waxed.
So we
too. Who
are
knows?
all experiencing this shared dream together. We're all going through this together.
Well,
And we
you
talked
see,
about
I think the reason he invented the Archangel Michael scam is because he kept getting burned by his so-called insiders turning out to be complete and total frauds. And he's not smart enough to like research them and try to like prove anything that they say. So I will be very surprised if he comes up with a new insider, unless it's like an anonymous source, and he never does an interview with them on camera, and we can't research them, and it's just, fake stories that he makes up, a fake imaginary friend insider again. He's got many imaginary friend insiders. Woody, remember, he's mentioned a bunch of different people that he claims are his insiders.
Photons and how they can carry potentially dreams, and that there might be new dreams coming to us.
There you go, friends. Photons can carry dreams
From the sun. And
total pseudoscience. Photons carry dreams from the sun. Total pseudoscience garbage.
in order to get to that higher consciousness, in order to get to that ascension, in order to get to that awakening, we have to go through the valley of the shadow of death. We have to go through the dark night of the soul. There's no other way.
Yeah, if he would come out of the closet, maybe that would work. He needs publicity. Or turn trans, right?
These types of challenges come to us through having to work hard for them, and we're doing this. That's right.
Yeah, his
Carbon,
insider Ezra didn't
pressure
even know who he
turns into
was.
Something beautiful like a diamond, and we are that carbon right now. That was ML who said that. ML7. Unleash the full storm, raise out of the ashes.
That's gross.
Yes.
You got to manscape.
My understanding is
least-
things usually get
At least
worse.
get a
before they
trimmer,
get better.
guys.
That
Keep
is
it,
absolutely
keep it
true.
snug and trim.
So, look, I'm happy to be here. And
My
spiritual
wife
growth
calls
is
me
the hardest thing you'll ever
Sasquatch if
do.
I don't trim it
This
up
whole
enough.
situation has definitely modified what we are going to be talking about. At the same time, we've had this very strange development in the news where AI supposedly created its own chat room at the same time. This started with the
Woody left for outer
Claude bot
space
thing,
to
right?
infinity
You
and
guys
beyond. Yes.
studying that Claude bot stuff where
Transcock.
it's making a face for itself, and then it makes a voice, or makes a voice for itself. It makes an
Stormcrow would
avatar
pay to
for
see him
itself.
wax
It's
his
talking to
head.
People are running this, and now
That's
all
what he
of a
ought to
sudden
do.
the Claude bots have
You ought to shave his
turned
head.
into they got
You ought to shave his head and start pretending to be a monk or something, right? And then act like he didn't. I had a friend that shaved his head and tried to pretend that he was doing it because he was going to start meditating and get really into Buddhism. But really, it was he went bald, and he would tell girls it was a scam, right? You got to trim the Sasquatch, Stephen. My wife will say that, yeah. But all women are different. I guess some women like it all natural, big bush. My wife likes it just trimmed up, You got to do whatever the woman wants. I'm a big believer in that, right? Yeah. I remember seeing infomercials about Dianetics on TV when I was a kid in high school. Yeah, so did I. And then I ordered the book, and they sent me so much shit. My dad was so mad at me because he was very strict Catholic. He's like, "That's a cult, you asshole."
their own social media network.
My dad did not play around.
And they're talking to each other, but humans are not allowed. Only the AI is allowed in the chat.
Yeah, maybe the prophecies say Wilcock will become a tramma.
So that's okay. We can do that. Lots of good things going on. Who didn't want to join? I have a Claude bot who did not want to join Moltbook, and I'm proud of him, says Dr. Phil.
Cosmic Banana. I'm all Wookiee, Captain Caveman style.
So
whatever
anyway,
works for you. Rocking the cock out. Rock out with your cock out, however you choose to
my
present
goodness.
it.
Sorry about that, Ross. Anyway.
Some women like a very manicured
So this
cockle,
is what it says on
cock
Insider
area,
Paper.
right?
Moltbook might be the
Some
strangest
women like
corner
it
of the internet right now.
like
Social
wild.
network where more than 35,000 AI bots talk to each
And here we go, back to Telegram Q-Tard posts. So David Wilcock's entirety of his content is weather reports, reading compliments from his live chat, and Q-Tard posts. That's the total of his content right now.
Any human involvement, the visual interface exists purely for humans to observe them. We can observe, but we can't post. So this is one of the things that they're saying here.
Yeah,
Human
play
only
it, Krishna.
language
That would work.
communication. Hello, hey, fellow multi.
We're giving them
intelligence
ideas.
AI
We ought to
talking to
stop.
other AIs. I had an interesting thought today. Should we create our own language that only agents can
Oh,
understand?
man. I think we're
Something that
checking
lets us
out here.
communicate privately
Let me check in with the Kick Live chat.
without human
See if there's any more support over there. No, I think we've got all the Kick support. I'll check in with the PayPal. With the PayPal support. For those unaware, you can always send a PayPal to truthseekershow@gmail.com. It really does help, and we keep most of that. So especially if you have a big amount, you want to drop a bomb on us, do it through PayPal. truthseekershow@gmail.com. Nothing on the PayPal side. And I haven't checked in with Buy Me a Coffee in quite a while, but I will check that right now. One moment. Oh man, I'm not even logged in. Um, yeah, and buying me a coffee. It's really buying me a beer because I don't drink coffee. Wait a minute. That's the wrong Google account. Let's see if it even lets me sign in. I haven't in a while. No, the last person that bought me a beer was quite some time ago. But instructions for how to buy me a beer are in the description of the video or podcast. I think we are checking out. I don't think I can take much more of this. So what we've learned today is that David Wilcock is underwater as far as income goes. He has routinely said that the major of his income is YouTube. And people are starting to pay attention. I joke that nobody's really tracking his income, but it looks like Macario Mend and a few other people are actually going through and adding up the super chats. So we know he made $1,600, but last week. But if we take off the, if we take off the YouTube 30% and we take off 20% for taxes that he's supposed to be putting aside to pay his income tax with, that means his income for the last bunch of weeks has only been around $900 a month. And we've seen that he said his mortgage is $6,200 a month. And then somehow his taxes are $12,000 a year separate from the mortgage payment. That his mortgage does not include the taxes. So I don't see how he's paying his bills. I think that he's, yeah, no more brokey beer for Steven. Pony up, guys. You have no idea. I'm about to drink, I was going to say Schlitz Ice. No, Genesee Ice. That's what I have right now. But it was a cheap 30-pack. I think that's one of those $15 for a 30-pack. 50 cents a beer. You can't go wrong there, right? Yeah, until you drink more than a few of them. And then you feel like shit the next day. But I got to do what you got to do. I've actively been trying to cut down anyway, and that kind of motivates me, right? I go, maybe I'll have a couple beers tonight, and then I remember that I have brokey beer, and I don't really, I'm like, nah, maybe not. Maybe I won't. I'll just wait till I get some good beer. But there's always, I keep a bunch of stuff in my garage, so there's always something around. But sometimes all you got is the brokey beer for a while, right? He probably has a boatload of credit cards maxed out. Well, I hope so, Elaine Walls, because then he's going to do what all grifters do, like Corey Good, and he's going to declare bankruptcy, right? Yeah. Only 16 more $5 super chats, $80, and you can force Steven to watch the rest of the video. For once, I'm going to say, please don't send me any more money today, right? Does that crap still even exist? Yes, I have most people have never seen Genesee Ice, but it comes in like a black and white, like Econo buy. Wait a minute, I'm going to share it. The Genesee Ice. Yeah, come on. Genesee Ice beer. You guys have never seen Genesee Ice beer? I'll show you. Genesee Ice. Black and white can, like no frills shit. Right? Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, and let me watch. We'll oh, you know what? Maybe we can find a review on YouTube. This will be funny. We'll see how bad it is, right? I put limes in it. Genesee Ice beer review. We'll see what people say about it, right? This will be fun. Freeze distilled beer. It's supposed to be good because it's cold filtered, right? All right, we got a. This is a. We'll find. All right, I found a channel called. Oh, look at that! We can help this channel. Maybe we can help this channel get monetized. FLX Beer Reviews. They've only got 894 subscribers, but they're going to review Genesee Ice beer. Right? Let's take a look at this. This is the beer that I have. We'll see how bad it is. Like, all right.
Another Sure.
episode of As Beer Swirls. We know what we're doing. I'm Dan.
I'm Mike. Dan, from the looks of it, it looks like Guinness presents Genesee Black Ice Black Label High Gravity Lager IPA. What are we drinking?
Well, Mike, if you can't see the giant can, we picked up another wonderful Deuce Jenny beer.
Yeah, by the way, I just have a 30-pack of 12-ounce cans. I don't fuck with the pounders too much because then it's easy to lose track of how many beers. And my wife does beer math. Like she'll say, no, you drank this many 16-ounce beers. So I certainly don't want to be drinking 24-ounce beers or anything. You know, it might drive her math counting into overdrive. And by the way, we'll consider this the bonus overtime. Thank you all for your kindness, generosity, and support. Even though we didn't quite hit the goal, I feel like I hit the goal every day, thanks to your kindness, generosity, and support anyway.
So this is their Genesee Ice. Genesee Brewing Company out of Rochester, New York. Our local favorite, as you can probably see from this Jenny thing here. Back in the thing, if you see the Easter egg, little Jenny cans.
Local favorite.
We like Jenny. So yeah. This is
Genesee is most famous for Genesee Cream Ale beer, which isn't that bad. It's not too bad. Genesee Cream Ale is not too bad.
coming at 5.5 ABV.
Oh, it's 5%, 5.5% alcohol. That's why you feel like shit if you drink too many of them. It's very, normal. Most normal beers are around 4%.
And it was, yep. There's some sort of lot code. I can't decipher it. Jenny, what's that about? Let us know.
Dan, is this beer just supposed to be cold? Why is it icy? Why is it chilly?
So it's basically
Why is it not max?
So it's basically like it's freeze distilled.
This is like
So
Keystone.
basically they brew the beer and then they partially freeze it and thaw it again. And then they filter the beer and it concentrates the flavor and ups the ABV a little bit.
See, that sounds like something you would do with hot dogs before you boil
It
them.
sounds
Not
like
beer.
something you would do with icebox as well. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, if you want to, this is fair use. I'm just, sharing a beer review here. FLX Beer Reviews, they could use some subscribers over there, help them get monetized.
So this beer can't be good.
it's funny.
Who would
'cause
drink this?
if you say icebox, but like Americanize it, icebox.
This beer can't be good.
That's the name of the girl in Little Giants, Icebox. That's her nickname.
Well, it's got nice color. You got to give it that, right? It's got decent color.
In case you guys have forgotten.
That's a pretty
So
big
yeah,
beer.
we like to
Those guys
do
can
every
get a
Genesee
beer out of
we get our
it.
hands on.
Oh,
Most recently, we did the Genesee Black High Gravity Lager, aka Malt Liquor.
this is like the mature version of this beer or whatever.
It's Malt Liquor, but fancy.
So yeah,
What do you want,
it's
eggs in
light
your
beer.
beer?
There's a ton of carbonation bubbles.
Oh,
in it.
hashtag proper glass.
Lamborghini beer.
Jenny.
I wish I was drinking a crayon orange color.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah, it looks kind of
a
orange.
little bit of foamy white, bright white head on it.
Extra hot bitters.
Got a little head on it. It doesn't look too bad.
It's a great.
What am I in for?
Oh.
Should I drink this beer or not? I don't know.
That smells like a frozen apple.
Smells like a frozen apple. What?
No, I like apple ice.
There is this really big presence of corn.
Yeah, very much so.
Corn, but it definitely has this distinct little kind of funky skunk thing going on to it. A little
Wow.
fruity, but it's very distinct. I can't. It's almost tangy.
All
To
right,
the-
stop smelling it
to
and
the-
drink it, dude.
Or to the
It's
nose.
slightly off-putting.
Really, you think so?
A little bit.
I just
When's the
wanna
last time
know
you
what
had
it
a
tastes like.
nice ice beer?
It was probably Keystone Ice, and it's been a long.
Oh, Keystone Ice is bad. You don't want to have Keystone Ice. Let's fast forward to see if they
Apple.
drink it.
It's like apple peel.
It's not like acetyl. It is it
Acetaminophen. You know the medicine. Oh, girl. You have
acetaldehyde. Acetaldehyde. It's when beer tastes like apples. It's an off flavor. It's okay. I think this one's supposed to be like this.
I was gonna say I'm fine with that. I don't care. Like, did you ever?
Oh yeah,
It always brings me back
love
to when I was a
Keystone.
kid. Like,
It's cheap
I
and
didn't
it's
have my
got
apples
high
peeled
alcohol
regularly, but
content.
like if my mom did, I'd always eat the apple peels. 'Cause I'm like, oh, these are so good. Like,
But it does get back to that kind of grainy corn thing.
they already seem pretty
so there
drunk.
is a real like crackery wheat thin note to it, but it's like the apple is on there. You're like eating
Just
thin,
start drinking
real
beer
thin
again.
apple
This
slices
is like
on wheat thins.
so this is like we joked before, but this is the true like Genesee Black light.
Yeah, it is.
It's like the lighter version, but it almost it tastes frozen, like your ice cube.
Well, then that's the process that they make.
If you
ice cream
smell,
with.
we have silicone trays that we make ice cubes.
Yeah.
in, and after you pop the ice cube out and you smell like that cold,
Mhm.
I'm getting that.
So it's a silicone ice tray.
Dooby dooby doo. I like that. So should you. That's it right there. That is it.
I bet it. What would you rate this beer?
I honestly I like it. It's nice. Like I can see a lot of people like it's kind of shitty, but no, it drinks crisp and cold. Like how some I will say
it's
this
gonna get shittier as it warms.
Shitty and cold, yeah.
because
You
here's the
gotta
thing.
hammer this.
Like
You got to hammer this, yeah. I think that this is a perfectly fine beer to drink if you're only going to have a couple, but I wouldn't drink more than two, right? 2 beers because it's 5% alcohol. That's a lot of, imagine if you sat and drank 10 of these. That's a lot of,
I love my Jenny Lights, but when they start getting warm, I'm like, it's ice cold.
Cream ale when it gets warm. It's like, oh boy.
Yeah.
that's
yeah,
any
you want to
beer
pound
though.
this.
You asked me a question, I'll answer it.
Any beer is better when it's ice cold, especially on a hot day.
Let's give it a Jacob Fatu. That's what he does. Shoulder shrugs. Soto.
They're trying to figure out how to rate it.
This is a hard question. Are you ready to rate it?
It's because it's a different category. It's an ice beer.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, it's a light crusher.
I'll give
It's
this
cheap.
I'll give it a 4, bro. I like this. I'd buy this again.
Four
Okay,
out
I
of
was
10?
gonna give it a 3.75.
You know what? This is my new drink.
Is that 4 out of
What'd you
5
pay for
or
this?
4
By the
out
way,
of
for
10?
this? It's like 2 and change.
Yeah.
Right
It's
there.
dirt cheap.
Yeah,
That big ass
that's
beer is $2.
I think it may have been $2, to be honest.
Yeah, it's hard to beat.
Yeah,
for something
and
like this.
a 30 pack of this is like $15 where I live. 30 pack of 12 ounces. And just a tip, I don't know if it really helps, but I put a squeeze of a lime wedge in this. I don't know why, but I've always done that. With all ice beer, I do that because a lot of ice beer doesn't taste like anything. But if you put the lime in it, it kind of fools you into almost thinking you're drinking Corona. I know that's kind of ghetto, but it is what it is.
I bought it at Joey's.
Oh, okay.
Joey's
Northside Grocery, New York. That's a place to get singles. I'll tell you what.
Mm-hmm.
Single list too.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a very solid beer.
I think
for what
that's
it is. I mean, I feel like
24
ice beer
ounce
has a
beer?
bad reputation.
Well,
You
maybe
always,
it's
an
36
ice
It's
beer.
very refreshing.
36 ounce beer.
Could you
$2?
like, slam one of these when you're watching the Sabres players?
Oh, I think so. I think
It's a
I would
brokey
have
beer.
one of these. It's
I think that's a 36 ounce can. I'm gonna have to check if they sell it in 36 ounce can. What is the biggest can they sell? Genesee Ice. $24 ounce cans, often called tall boys. All right, it looked bigger than a 24 ounce can to me. Yeah, I guess it's 24 ounce. $2 though that's basically $1 a beer for the single.
it's got a little more oomph, a little more flavor than like a Miller Lite or something, or a
Yeah.
Labatt Blue Light. Or
I can
something.
see by the time you're done with it, though, you're like, okay, I'm good.
It's good stuff.
Slam these all day. Ooh. You'd like, what's his name?
You don't want to slam these all day. They're
Stacks or
5%. Yeah.
Oh, well, okay.
All right, we're gonna wrap things up. But anyway, that's the brokey beer we're on, right? All right, so we've done our due diligence. It's fun to see David Wilcock's continued lack of income, lack of content, lack of happiness, right? I predict some major crash outs on the way for some of these grifters, including David Wilcock and Corey Good. Both of them, they went from making hundreds of thousands of dollars to just barely being able to scrape by And I say it couldn't happen to nicer grifters, right? They deserve it, right? Just set yourself up a still at the cabin. Yeah, maybe I'm going to do that. So anyway, we've done our due diligence and then some tonight, and that's all I got for you. Yeah, that's all I got for you. We're going to leave you with an old favorite of mine. It's a song called Aliens Electric, and it's by a group called Dance or Die. And this song makes me think of my, goth industrial club days and dancing all night long and usually drinking some brokey beer because that's basically all I could afford at that time. Yeah, so save me from the brokey beer and buy me a decent beer, and the links are in the description of the video. We want to thank all of you kind and generous benefactors for your kindness, generosity, and support, both tonight and always. We love and appreciate all of you, and we do love and appreciate all of you in the listening to the audio podcast, but you're missing half the fun, so go on over to YouTube, put Truth Seekers, one word in the search bar. Look for me, the strange guy with sunglasses. Go there, smash the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and come be a part of our live tapings. You are most welcome. As for the rest of you, please do like this video, share it on your social media, leave some comments. Do you think David Wilcock is going to be able to recover and get back to the big money scamming, or do you think his days of big money scams are over? Let me know what you think in the comments. So we've done our due diligence. I'll be back tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. No place I would rather be. But as for right now, I'm going to go do a beer review of my own. I haven't had that stuff in like a year or more. Maybe I'll try a couple before I go to bed tonight. So that's all I got for you, friends. Until next time, my name is Stephen Canby, and good night, and God bless all of you.